Hey, hey, what's up, guys? Let's see. Do. Let's see. What the hell? God, dude, there's so many pop-ups. Let's close that. I got an edgy title. Maybe I'll save this for another night. I've got an edgy title, but it might be too edgy. I don't know if it's a good idea for business to have edgy titles. Let's jump over here to best titles. We'll save it. Maybe I'll let you guys vote on it in Discord. All right, let's go with the plain title, a safe title, a business title for businessmen. Jungle Pack Close, because it is. Roaring Skies Close. It's sort of close. New Charmander Trade Break. There we go. Just a really boring, simple, straightforward title. What do you guys like? Do you like edgy titles, or do you like titles that explain the things going on? We're live right now for Thursday day. Okay, we'll go ahead and copy paste that. Hit send. Let's hit refresh on this. Zenobius says explain. I can't explain it to you, Zenobius. It's just a feeling. All right, we're live for Thursday. Boop. I had a whole bunch of sales last night in the middle of my sleep on eBay. eBay been selling some of my cards, especially Topps cards. I sold a Spectra Jolteon for $3,000, so those are going up. Somebody's out there collecting them. Somebody wants those Topps cards, man. I don't blame them. They're good cards. Very rare. All right, we'll post this. I got a Topps Sparkle Zard. Maybe I should post that for like 100,000 or something fun. All right, let's see. So we're done over there. Let's be sure to cross-pollinate on Facebook, because it turns out we got 1 million views on Facebook, and people over here don't know we go live, and they should know. Mr. How's everything? Hey, how's it going, Mr. Ivan? Ivan, I'm running out of slabs really fast, and I need slabs pretty desperately. So the slabs are our inventory for the store, you know. We're running out. We don't have enough. People love them. They buy them. You know, people buy all kinds of cards in this store, but people love stuff that's already graded. It saves them the trouble, and they can go straight to the grade that they want. But we are running out. All right, there we go. Facebook has been updated. Okay, let's finish updating the stream. I believe it needs tags. Okay, tags coming in. Scrolling down here. There we go. We're gonna hit save on that. Unfortunately, I sneezed like 5 times when I came in here, so now I am dying of having sneezed so much. Yeah, I sneezed like 4 times, man. My nose is so like stuffy now. I have 3,587 slabs from you, Law, plus the TCC I just bought on eBay. Someone had 23 of your slabs. You bought all CardConomist slabs? Oh, man, dude. I don't even think they're cheap on eBay. Let's see. TCCG Pokemon. You're scaring me. Let me see. I got to see some of these prices. I hope you got a good price on them. That's the only thing that scares me. Come on, I don't want this. And let's see. No, I want it to be the correct listing. I don't like this. When you actually search for it, it like corrects it. It doesn't give you an option to swap back. What the hell? Let me try putting quotes around it. Because I think quotes forces it to search exactly for that item. Let's get rid of this. Ah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, if you put quotes around it, it will search precisely that item. Well, there appear to be some kind of cheap looking ones. Now, some of these are expensive. All right. Well, that's crazy, man. So let's jump back over here. I think we have a Cardconomist slab on the table right now. It is. There it is. So we got a little Meowth. New message from PSA customer service. Payout incoming. Topps Chrome Spectra Zapdos. That came 8 hours ago. Wow. Sold that Zapdos for $3,000. That's really good. I'm going to delete this. That is really good. Okay, so what did I do last? I got the ads turned on. Let's turn on the iPad at this point. Okay, we're going to jump in here. I stopped doing vertical streams. You think that was a bad idea? I wonder if that was a bad idea. We've only been doing horizontal for a while now. All right. Mister, I saw someone on eBay and they literally had hundreds of your slabs. Really? All right. Let's see. How about this? Is this moving forward? No. Ah, man, we need a return back really bad. We need a return. Any return. Should have done a coin submission a while back. We would be, if I did a coin submission when PSA shut down, we'd probably be approaching a return from the coin submission. I should have been faster. Oh, I suck. I even know how bad it gets when they shut down and I didn't do it. I was just like, meh. It's like something I didn't worry too much about. I was like, maybe I'll just get my, I was like, look at all these submissions we have out already. We'll probably get those back. Of course we won't. Of course we won't. That's not how it works. You don't get your stuff back? What are you talking about? Well, oh, I didn't bring my drink in here. Oh, I don't have my drink. Should I bring my drink in here? John's? Yeah, that was, what was his name? It wasn't John Lohman, was it? I can't remember his name now. It's been a while. He used to be a real big customer for the grading. And then I guess, you know, he was having a lot of fun with that until John, the guy who did the encapsulation, was also named John. And he had to go back to Hawaii and wasn't going to do any more encapsulations for us. And I feel like it kind of ruined a good thing. You know, like they had a little thing going on where they would grade cards together. But so it's kind of sad that that worked out that way. Maybe after moving to Nevada, we will try to hire a new person and do encapsulation again. I don't know. I can tell you Miss Alexis has never really shown an interest in it. It's kind of a dirty job. It's a job where there's like a big machine involved, air compressor involved. You know, there's plastic splinters. It's, yeah, it's kind of a dirty job. It is. Blizzardbot, what's up, man? Hello, mister. Hello, world. How much for you to give advice, help on eBay listings? I actually have an option called consultation now. You can find it in Discord. You can set up to talk to me, and I'll answer all questions and hopefully make you some money. We are. How to do things well on eBay probably isn't even the best question. If I were you guys, I'd ask questions like, what are you buying right now? What do you think is best right now? What are you selling? You know, like, so you can ask all those questions, and I'll just answer those questions. Like, I'll actually honestly answer them because it's just me and you. So I'm not broadcasting that information to the whole world. It is, so it's private information. Astro Radiance, everyone's just jumping in the Astro Radiance box split. There it is. Ooh, I want my drink so bad already. So, Mr. Nicholas Williams ordered this right at the end of the stream last night. I was in a hurry to get off that stream. I had some side work to do. And so we didn't service it, but we are here to service it now. So Mr. Nicholas Williams, I don't know if he's watching. We're 10 minutes into the stream. He might not be watching. I don't know when look at that. We have 38 viewers already. I don't know when YouTube pings. Dude, we need to start the daytime stream sooner, and we need to just run it all day, because I think the daytime stream's getting better views. All right, let's see what we got. So, Roki Hyun and Nicholas Williams, who has only one win. That's all he has. All right, good luck, you two. I'm picking up as many raw copies of that McDonald's Pikachu as I can. The fancy one, yeah, I saw there were a couple of those for sale at a lower price. Many of them are like in bad shape, they're bad condition. But, you know, hey, as long as you can sell it for a profit, maybe it doesn't matter. But he's a cute card. You ought to look for the Crimson Invasion version of that card too. Better yet, if you open up some fresh packs of Crimson, you could always get lucky and pull one and it grades 10. Now you're sitting on a multi-$1,000 Grail card. But if you miss the Pikachu, you might pull all the other cards. Melodic, Gengar, Cubone, Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff. There's a lot of cute cards in there. Here goes. So you never know. That same money you're spending on the low quality Pikachus, you can spend that same money opening up Crimson Invasion. So the question is, which one's more profitable? And that's a real mathematical equation. If only you knew, you could just make a mathematical choice. Okay, 80 HP is pretty weak. And it is going to lose to Ceruledge. Round number 2. Ooh. Steel Energy. Oh, the Gyarados is good. But it doesn't beat Chen Pao. They're all tied up, guys. Round 3. Oh, Skeletor just popping out. And it does beat Tapu Lele. So there you go. Roki Hyun, I think you lost one of these $60 rounds earlier. And now you have won one of the $60 rounds. All right, so Nicholas gets a card too. He gets this Phoebos. That is your pull, Mr. Nicholas. And Roki Hyun, we're going to mark you up by 1. Boom. So that's, you're only behind by 1 on your scorecard. That's pretty close to 50%, you know. It's kind of like a coin toss if you think about it. And yeah, you're coming out to about 50% after playing a lot of games. So that's kind of what you expect. Some people get weirdly good luck. Some people get weirdly bad luck. But you're hitting about average on the bell curve. Pretty close to average. Okay. Did I win? Mister's using me as big data. Oh my God, dude. You know, that is a little bit true. Like, I witness a whole lot of openings. And so for me, seeing the bell curve, you know, emerge the way it should, it's really interesting, obviously. All right, so you're going over here into the expensive booster. I have the Crimson Invasion one, but not the reverse holo one. So I need the reverse holo. Actually, you know what your card shows you, Mr. Roki Hyun, Mr. Ki-Hyun Ro? You could just buy whole spots in here and have about the same outcome. You have about the same, you know, it's about the same as breaking even on a gym break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That shows you when people participate in RNG products, they're just enjoying RNG. So something about human nature, we like randomness. You guys ever think about that? Randomness, kind of like when you get on a Sea-Doo and you go real fast, humans get dopamine from like speed. Okay, that's like a principle of human dopamine. Well, humans also get dopamines from surprises. So humans enjoy RNG for some reason. That's why Vegas exists, you know, poker, blackjack, the roulette wheel, the slot machine. People like randomness. It must be something we enjoy. How did we evolve that way? Why did we evolve to enjoy randomness? Maybe it's to keep us exploring for like a reward or something, you know, something. But it's part of the human brain, and it's really fascinating to me. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're up to 8 out of 10 for the Jungle Pack. That's why people love mystery bags, even though most of them are a ripoff. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm a true degen. We all must be degens, Mr. Ki-Hyun Ro, because I like it when I pull a big card too, for like $10 or whatever, right? So I'm gonna take these drinks out of here. I got 2 empty drinks. I'm gonna go grab my fresh drink so I can enjoy my drink. here we are. Excuse me. So, there we go. How's everyone's day going? It's still better than getting clapped on the mystery packs. At least it's fair, and I can see the process with my eyes. Yeah, so what you're describing, those websites use like software, and you can't actually see the RNG at play. Over here, it's mechanical. You can watch the shuffle, you can watch the split, you can see the audience picking the split, you know, all that good stuff. So it's all mechanical over here, which is part of the fun. That also means you can get extremely lucky or extremely unlucky, because I swear to God, those softwares are designed to not let you lose too much, but also not let you win too much. Because if you lose too much, it says, oh, give them a win so that they're drawn back in. It's a psychological thing. They most likely designed it to give you better odds. Eric Colborn, he says, Meowth slab. Yeah, they go, oh, reel them back in. Over here, you can truly just get burnt out on a lot of losses, and it's like, ah. All right, Eric wanted this Meowth. I have to check and make sure it wasn't snatched by Mr. Ivan, because he might have also sent in for it. You purchased this 9 minutes ago. Okay, give me a minute. Antonio Suevas, Jesse Salinas, Ivan Rodriguez. So Ivan Rodriguez did send for the Meowth, but he sent 10 minutes ago. Wow, we got a rare case where someone else got it first. This will go to Eric Colburn. Lucky you, Eric. I'm slowly getting off from it. That's hard. That's why it is hard to quit, I guess. Yeah. Well, okay, so if you want to talk about the struggle with people do get addicted to gambling, okay, it's a real thing. If you want to talk about it, it's, you know, you get a hit one time and it gives you such a good feeling that you feel like, wow, this can really happen to me, that I can really get lucky, you know? And so it keeps you trying. And that's how the slot machine gets you. You know, you get a good roll in the slot machine, you go positive, you win money, and you're like, whoa, this is actually possible. I can actually I can earn my money back playing the slot machine. But that's simply not true. The mathematical odds on the slot machine show you that if you keep rolling, eventually you'll have zero in your bank account. And that's how it works. So, you know, you can do it for entertainment, but you should never think of it as a way to earn money, ever. It's a way to lose money. That's the truth. Those are the facts. Now, when it comes to Pokemon cards, it's a little different. It's not the same. There's no house edge. I don't get a house edge on these, but I'm selling these. And I could just sell it to you like this, $200 for Nidoking, and you can decide if Nidoking is worth $200. Like, you can decide if a card in the Jungle Pack is worth $119. And when you win, you don't really get money. You just get a Pokemon card. So, you know, you have to shop. You have to decide, is a spot in here really worth $119? Is this how I want to allocate my money into Pokemon? You could buy something else. You could buy, this card's $90 over here. So you could buy her, and maybe she's better than a jungle spot. So, you know, it's a bit different. And then some people do get lucky, but again, there's no house edge. Like, somebody's going to get a holographic, somebody's going to get execute, and the person with the execute's not doing well. Or worse, a trainer, and it's off-center. So the person who pulls the trainer and it's off-center, that guy's just not going to do well. He's going to lose his $119 of value because obviously the trainer's not worth that much. So, you know, you have to decide how you want to do it. You could have bought this out from me for $1,190 when I set it up on the table. Or you could go for this pristine Iona and say, I think the Iona, it's the better value. But it's different from playing like the slot machine. The slot machine is just pure mathematical numbers, and it's negative. It's designed for you to lose. It's not designed for you to win. It's designed for you to lose, and you lose very slowly, and it feels like maybe you're going to win the jackpot or something. Somebody does win the jackpot, by the way. But it's like the scratcher tickets. If you buy $1 million of scratcher tickets, by the end, you have 500,000 left after they've all been scratched. Mr. Beast proved that, remember? He started making those videos, those scratcher ticket videos. So you just got to be careful with, first of all, gambling. Stay away from that entirely. And then RNG products over here, you know, do some shopping, decide if you think it's really worth that much, and then understand somebody's going to pull the hit and somebody's going to pull an off-center trainer card. So decide if that's mathematically worth the risk for you. If it's not, don't buy it. You know, there's always another Pokemon card. There's always another booster pack. So you look for whatever you think is a good deal. And sometimes a good deal is just buying a card outright. And we got a lot of cards like that. Like, these aren't that different from each other. This is 120. This is 200. So instead of 2 spots in here, you just buy this Nidoking and he's already graded 10. Well, what's the better deal? It's really hard to say because this one gives you a chance for a holographic PSA 10 Vaporeon that you only paid $119 on. But your odds of pulling the card is only 1 in 10. And then the odds of it grading 10, maybe that's 1 in 3 or 1 in 4, depending on how often it grades 10. So now you got to do like some math. On average, how much money would I need to spend to pull the Vaporeon? Well, I would need to, on average, spend $1,200 to pull one holographic. So that's your average pull rate. And then on average, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon pull X number of times out of the pack. So then you do more math. And then on average, 1 out of 4 holos grades 10. You do more math. What you discover is that your average pull rate on the big slab is, you know, all these odds turned into an average pull rate. And then you could go online and look at the price of the Flareon online and say, maybe I'll just go buy a Flareon because it's already there. So you could do that instead, but that's honestly, it's not as fun as getting lucky. So that's why I say it's great for entertainment, but I wouldn't look at it as a way to make money. If you want to make money, you can just go buy the card and skip all of the odds. And sometimes the odds are better than the PSA 10 slab. Sometimes the PSA 10 slab is better than the odds. Because part of the calculation is also, while you're opening the pack, you may pull Pikachu. You may pull a different holo that you didn't really want, but is doing really well anyways, like Scyther, or maybe like Snorlax. And they're still worth a lot of money. You may pull, I don't know, maybe you pull Cubone and Jigglypuff. You weren't really calculating for that, but yeah, those are valuable too. If they grade 10, those are valuable too. So you get your money back after you're done selling them. So it's really hard to say what's better, to go buy the Jolteon direct or to take your risk on a pack. But it's about shopping, and it's very important. You don't think of it as a way to make money. Yes, somebody does get lucky and pull the holo. You could get lucky by just going and buying the slab. But that gives you your average return rate, which people don't get as excited for that. But that's just kind of how it works. And I make money by buying this pack. Here's how I make my money. I bought this pack, you know, probably like 4 years ago for probably about $200. And then I waited for it to get more expensive. Now I get to sell it for $1,000 extra. That's how I make my money. That's the house cut. That's my motivation. Whereas the casino is way worse. It just is literally designed mathematically for you to lose. So it's kind of weird, isn't it? Yeah, it's weird that Pokemon card gambling could be better than casino gambling, you know? Casino gambling's ridiculous. The roulette table, it's just got 2 misses on it, like, or 3 nowadays, 3. It's like, why even bother? It doesn't make any sense. But there you go. I kind of explained it mathematically. I don't know if it helps at all. I don't know if any of that, math is blocked. Get to ripping. Yeah, I know. I don't know if any of that stuck with you guys or any of it made sense. Mister, I saw the Snorlax PSA 10 card that sold for $156,000, and back in 2018, 2019, the same Snorlax card in a PSA 10 was only selling for $100 to $200. Crazy. All right. Question, if I sent it 10 minutes, how it's 9 minutes sooner? Oh, Ivan's correct. His is older. Ivan, I messed it up. I'm stupid, Mr. Ivan. That's me doing. So I'm not a computer. No, Ivan got it first. His 10 minutes is older than 9 minutes. Why did I think it was the other way around? But that's why I say it out loud, so you guys can fix it for me if I make a mistake like that. Eric, you missed. Ivan was sooner, which is usually the case. Ivan's usually faster. That's why I was surprised, because my brain was like, doesn't Ivan usually get it? Yeah, Ivan, if he ordered it at 10 minutes, he waited an extra minute. It's like getting left and right wrong. So it's like, whoever messes that up, but it happens, you know. So sorry about that. So it's actually his. And then, Eric, you got $30 left over. My bad. So let me give Eric Colburn $30. Ivan got it. He had the older order. I got up from down mixed up. Oops. All right, there you go. Yeah, I try to say things out loud. I try to show things on screen, because when I make a mistake, and I do make a mistake, whenever I do make a mistake, the audience usually goes, huh? That ain't right. All right, there we go. Okay. The house always wins. That's right. The house always wins at the casino. Here in the TCC shop, for me to win, I have to shop really well. I have to like buy a pack for $200, and then it has to become something I can sell for much more later. That's how I win. But that comes down to shopping really well on both our ends, your end and my end. All right, so please complete a request for additional information. BMH accounting. Oh my God, dude. So, Mr. Eric, you've got $30. That is for Mr. Eric. Now, we have a order from Antonio Suevas, $45 to Slab Away. Okay, Antonio. Let's see. This is going... Where's our Slab Away? We have so many channels, it's hard to find sometimes. We're going to the top of here. I was really locked into that conversation about odds. Boom, all right. One other shuffle. So if I was gambling on a Pokemon Rip and Ship channel, I would hope to have an average bell curve pull rate, like your gym break card, which is half and half. That's good. But a lot of people hope to get kind of on the high end, like, hey, actually, I got luckier than most. It happens. It could also go the other way. You could get more unlucky. And that's RNG for you. It's just, in order for you to get extra lucky, somebody else has to get extra unlucky. Could be you. All right, that's one cold one. It was another shuffle, right? Yes, it was. All right. Mr. needs a monster. Hi, Mister. It's been a while. I rock the TCC ring as a wedding band. Really? You got one of those TCC rings? You know, we still have a bunch of those guys. I never advertised them. Are you expecting to be a father soon? I would like to be a father. Karis is doing IVF right now, but she's not pregnant, okay? But she's doing IVF. So I'll tell you guys if we ever have happy news. She sees the doctor this Friday. Jesse Salinas, one spot in Roaring Skies pack break. Thanks, mister. I have a baggie. Haven't ordered in a while. Jesse Salinas. Hello, Jesse. Let's flip that around. There it goes. Keep skipping the message. What message? TCC's not always right. Read chat. TCC, you have missed a ton of Ivan's messages. No, we fixed it. He mentioned, I saw his message. He mentioned that I got it mixed up with who went first, and I fixed it. So it's all good now. It's all good. I was doing a long, I guess, mathematics lesson on odds. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not really a very good lesson, but maybe some people heard it. Maybe some people didn't. Ultimately, if you overthink it, you're not going to have any fun. It is. Ivan Rodriguez, we took care of that already. You know, it's like everyone knows you lose money at the casino. So why does anyone go anymore? Oh, wait, is this another Tammy order? Tammy had a pre-order? Wait, let me look at this. Is this a pre-order from Tammy? Let me look. No, we did this one. All right, good. Now we have an Eric Benz order. Mr. Eric, he says 10 Pokey Shuffles. Ivan says, read my message. Mr. Boosterbot, gift 5 members. You missed it. Oh, let me write this down. So he gifted 5 memberships. We're going to say 418 plus 25. That's 443. Wow, crazy. That's a lot. Here goes. Funky Pop is a good buy. House always wins. TCC's fault. I still got my TCC ring. Mister, read my message. You're right. If you want an individual card, the math says you should just buy the card. Here we are. Very good. Yeah, if you're wanting to win in the breaks, is because you're hoping to be on the good side of the bell curve. That's what it's all about. So the bell curve is about averages, right? Here it is. Most people will hit about right here. So that's going to be most people. And these are the winners on the far end. And these are the losers on the other end. Winners and losers, you never want to be here. And everyone dreams of being here. And honestly, if everyone participates in a lot of breaks, this is actually going to play out. Most people will hit just around here. Some unlucky souls will hit over here. And some very lucky souls will hit over here. So that's what you're hoping for. You could just go buy the card you want, which is fine too. And we got a lot of that, by the way. We have like this, Knight of Kings just an example, but we got a lot of cards. We always have them for sale. I do my best to try and get a lot of cards out here, but the problem is they get bought up so fast that there's nothing left at some point. So we need some slab returns, man. People go, what you got for me for slab away? And I'm like, I don't have anything. But that's not true. We actually do have some expensive slabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We also get slabs that get returned from slab away because people struggle with it. You know, maybe they got some other responsibilities coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's cold. Eric Benz. That's a whole cold round. I'm so sorry, Eric. Eric, we got similar names. My name's Derek. Eric, that wasn't your first time order, was it? Let me take a look. I don't think it was. Was it? I'm trying to see if I recognize your name. Boom. Let's see. Does this work? Oh, that looks like it might have been his first order. Eric, is that your first order? I'm going to have to give you some bonuses if that's your first order. Mr. When will you fix the 9's channels because they are not correct? I'll probably rotate the 9's sometime soon. Okay, you ready? I know I'm getting bad at it. Eric Benz, this is your first time? Musa must have beat the gifted membership record by now. I'm already 448. Yeah, you keep doing those $25 rounds of giveaways, man. That's a lot. You are? So there's that. So this is for a first-time buyer. It's a Ghastly and a Charmander. Now, hold on. I'm going to give you a couple more because you had some tough luck in your Poke Shuffles round. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to get 5 of these poker cards. They're all in mint condition. They all have a very high chance of grading 10. So you got some gradable cards there. You got this Charmander. Let's go ahead. Well, here, we can use this bag right here, in fact. No. Let's get you a fresh bag. No, let's not reuse that. Let's get you a nice fresh bag. Mr. When? Oh, I already read that. Okay. Keep skipping the message. There we go. I'm reading your messages. I can only read so much at one time. Okay, so Eric Benz. So Eric, you do walk away with some nice cards here anyways. It's your first time. So here's how it works, Eric. These do not automatically ship. They stay over here automatically. You have to purchase a round of shipping when you want to ship. You don't have to ship today. You get 1 full year before these have to be shipped, so you can store your cards over here for a year, and you can keep adding cards to the bag day by day. Some people acquire really large bags before they ship, and this helps them with saving money on shipping. All right, there we go. So I got your bag for you. Now I'm going to do just a little more. I'm going to put him onto the free slab. This is our giveaway slab. You're going to get an automatic spot in here. Your odds are 1 in 20. Okay, Eric Benz, 1 in 20. Oops. So you're going to get an automatic spot in there. All right, sorry about that rough round, though. He orders a first-time round, and he misses. Darn. It happens. All right, back to orders. Welcome, guys, to the Thursday daytime stream. I noticed sometimes Thursday daytime streams can be slow, and then Thursday nighttime stream is usually busy. I think it's because everyone gets their Friday paycheck, and I think one of the reasons why Thursday daytime can be slow is because that's just before you get paid, so your accounts are empty. Let's see what we can work on, though. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this. Would you guys like to see some potential slabaways? Here's a break. That's a gym break. Here's Princess Peach, Queen of Spades. Here's Mario, King of Spades. Here's Rocket's Tyranitar. That's a nice one. So let me show you some potential slabaways. I'm going to show you this awesome Houndoom. Now you can slab away anything. You can slab away a $100 card if you want. Slab away gives you 6 months to pay a card down with a little Little beginning fee of 20 bucks. It's cheaper. If your card's really cheap, it'll be 10 bucks. So here's a nice blue poker set, Ace of Spades, Pikachu 9.5. Here's a Diglett 10 from Quest Stickers. I think this one ought to just go into the vault. Here's a Ghastly 10, Pokemon Red, Magikarp 10 for 750 apparently. Squirtle Team Up for 1500. Super Mario Venus Fire Trap. The Nidoking King of Diamonds. Ooh, this one's really good. I actually probably have to look that one up to see if the price is right. Here's Gyarados and Magikarp Poker. So I am the poker card king, because you can just declare yourself king of things. And I have the best poker cards because I'm constantly grading from my gigantic inventory of poker cards. I spent thousands and thousands of dollars to acquire all the best ungraded poker cards. This one's really cool. I've sold a couple of these. Here is a 9 Squirtle Quest sticker. Here is a Blau Party Hello Kitty. That's really nice. This is like the SSP. This is the chase pull from the whole set. So if you want the chase pull from the Hello Kitty Y set, there it is. Here's a nice Cardos Charizard, and I probably ought to put this one into the vault as well. Actually, I should have this listed on eBay. Here's a nice Persian 10. I just sold a Meowth for 600. So here's a light Flareon for 1,000. Here's a nice Alakazam for 1,000. This one's really good. So this one's just, it's ready for a regrade into a different company like PSA if you want. It's so good. I mean, it's like perfect. I've looked it up and down. It's really clean. $1,000 Erica Tamamushi City Gym Deck. So in this card set, the only way to acquire the holographic Erica was to get it from this gym deck. And also, it's got a swirl up there, so that's really nice. So that's pretty legit. That one's good. We're going to double check this Giratina, make sure he hasn't jumped by now, because I feel in my gut like he could have. By the wick, what's the sticker on it? The wick, I think, was 900. Here's, it's a snap for 1,000. I don't even think that's correct anymore, so that one's not for sale. It's a snap's going to be held back. Here's an $800 Charizard Prism. So this is $800. What was I charging on the big fat one? Oh, that doesn't make any sense. How can this one be 7,000? Oh, because of their big grade difference. I see. So this is a 6. That's a 9.5. Ooh, okay. That's the reason why. Here's the other Giratina. We're going to double check those. Here's a nice Fairy Energy. Here's a Slowpoke 10. This also needs to be checked. Some of these, that one needs to be lowered. Here's a nice girl card, Paradise Lost Dorothy. I have another one of these. I just sold one of these on eBay for like 3.6 thousand. So I guess I had 2 of them. Ooh, we have a blue poker deck Charizard for 5,000. Here's Pichu Reverse. That one probably needs to be checked. Some of these, I'm looking at them, and I can tell the prices are probably out of date. This one just came back from Slab Away. Somebody did not finish it. Good card, though. Oops. I'm just showing off some pricey slabs here. And we'll get right back to the queue when I'm done, okay? I might need to zoom out here, so let's try the zoom out. All right, there we go. So this is a really fancy one. Probably underpriced. Leaf Green Gengar is much more rare than the original 1996-1998 poker decks. So there's just hardly any of these green decks out there. They're just very similar to like the Gold Star time period. This came from the Gold Star time period. Look at the date, 2004. So they just didn't print a lot of anything back then. So you can't find these poker decks hardly ever. So that guy is pop 10 and probably going to be stuck at a really low pop. I sold one of these already for 850. Here's another light Flareon. Here's a, I don't know if I want to sell this. I feel like this should just go straight into my private collection. Giratina 10 from Unified Minds. I don't even think this should be sold. Set that up there. That one should be held. Wait, I have 2 of these? Oh, I get it, because one's on eBay. And this price is not accurate. The eBay price is higher now, isn't it? Hold on. I'm trying to remember if I have one. I might have 2 of these on eBay. I might have one here on the table, and I might have one in my... No, I don't think I have one of these in the vault. You know, I could just move this card into the vault, because I'm not anticipating you guys buying it. It's very easy to manage over there. Plus, if if my house burns down or a bad storm or something like that happens, it's better for this to be sitting in the vault waiting to sell. Let's try Cardos. Boom. Hey, the wick sold for $4.45 this week. It dropped a ton. You absolutely cannot buy that one for $4.50. Whatever the cheapest buy now for that one will be the price. So this one needs to change to 4.7. Otherwise, I would prefer to keep the wick. I've already sold one at 1,000. So 900 is cheaper than my last sold. Here you are. Yeah, I sold one to a guy for $1,000. Now, if one sold for $500 on eBay, that's really great for whoever bought it. Not very smart for whoever sold it, because this card obviously isn't going up in population due to the, I had to raise the price on this, to be honest. So I think we're gonna raise the price on eBay. So this one's going to be 4,900 on eBay. All right, so this is a very special card. The Cardos Starters is exceptionally rare. That's an exceptionally rare Ken Sugimori artwork, and it was from a set that was already pretty rare, right? The Cardos collection's a very rare collection, but what makes it even crazier is the artist here only drew a couple of these because this is a promo from that set. An extremely rare card. That guy got cooked when 151 came out. Mister, you have it 1,900. Oh, we have our wick at 1,000? Okay, that makes sense, because I already sold one at 1,000. I used to have a bunch of the wicks, and they have all sold off. Some sold around 700-ish. Where'd it go? Some sold around 700-ish. I know I sold one for 1,000. This one was supposed to sell at 1,000, and this one came back out of Slabs. What happened? So somebody gave up on it, which happens. Where'd it go? As you guys know, cards from this collection. Oh, where'd it go? I don't know where I put it. Cards from that collection, the Burning Shadows collection, really don't move up in population too much because it's so freaking hard to grade Burning Shadow cards, since they all have, like, you know, like a frazzled edge from a cutting issue from that time period. This guy might have moved up already, the coughing. Here's Dratini. This guy might have moved. Well, it's Metapod. Yeah, Metapod's probably not moved up. Show this off. You ready? Okay, let's see. I have a couple SGC that I want to cross-grade. Grabbed a great looking 151 card for cheap. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a way to secure a 10, you know. Ooh, this one's really good. Halo 2 cover art 10. Wow. I got to get that up on eBay. It says it's not listed on eBay. It should be. This is the original Roaring Skies Mega Rayquaza. That's cool. I just sold this on eBay for $3,000, and this is a second one I have for sale. I just raised the price to $4,000 after the other one sold for $3,000. So we're going to raise the price here on this as well. So if we have one on eBay for $4,000, this one shall become $3,850. So you guys get it cheaper. There it is. But that guy just sold today for $3,000 on eBay. I had two of them. That's my second one. There's a Leaf Green Charizard. That's pretty serious business. Voltalam, that's German. Second Charizard, a Clefable, and a Typhlosion staff card. I'm a big fan of the staff cards. Did I mention that enough times? I'm a big fan. Oops. By the way, I want to show you guys something that sits in this pricey box that I don't show off for sale enough. So this is a complete collection of the Nintendo game packs. Here we have one for $195. Here's $165. Here's $195, and here's $165. Now, I could sell them individually, but I'd love to sell them as a group because that's all the artworks. These are extremely rare. They're from 1989. Nintendo, you've probably seen Nintendo Game Pack Series 1. Well, this is Nintendo Game Pack Series 2, and it's just a complete collection of the artworks here. So you could slap this away and own this. It's very cool if you're a Nintendo fan in general. You know, what did you see there? You saw Metroid, you saw Zelda, you saw Mario. So some really serious stuff there. And those are some exceptionally rare booster packs. Right, like they didn't print much of the Series 2. They printed a lot of Series 1, but for whatever reason, they didn't print much of Series 2. That Gengar is probably one of the top cards that has not been grabbed by anyone yet. There you are. I'm going to check these, make sure the prices are still fine. Okay, It's another nice Charizard. That one costs quite a bit more because it's the classic Charizard. Light Flareon. Where'd that wick go? Here we are. Toss this over here. Ah, here it is. So that's the wick, and it is priced around $900. Now, here's what I'll do, Mr. Louie. I'll take a look at the price online, but I don't price my cards on yesterday's prices. It's whatever the cheapest buy it now is on it, and honestly, I don't feel this is a $400 card at all. Here we are. Somebody might have stupidly sold theirs for $400, but they shouldn't have done that. I don't know why people do that. Sometimes people undersell their cards. You know, like if you did that in real estate, you'd get wrecked so fast, right? You can't just sell your house for half off. That'd be like financial suicide. But people do that all the time with like Pokemon cards because it's just a Pokemon card. They go, I'll just get rid of it. Let's see what's going on. PSA Burning Shadows Wick. We'll lower it if the buy now price is lower, okay? I promise. Let's see. Cheapest buy now on Wick. Right here, $900. So we got one there. I can do $890 if you're interested. I can do $890, and when you check out, there's no taxes. So that's a good deal. All right. And then, so one of the things that I would point out about the one that just sold, you're talking about the auction one. So that's coming from Australia. So you're not really getting it for $500. You're getting it with that plus shipping plus import fee. So the import fee gets it a little bit closer anyways, about $75 closer. So plus the shipping, plus the original price. So it comes out to closer to about $582. It's still a great deal. But I think that the seller made a terrible mistake putting that in auction. You should never auction a card like that. I'll tell you why. It's because nobody's searching Wick. Nobody gets on eBay and searches Burning Shadows Wick. It's too rare of a card. It's an obscure card in a certain sense, but nobody's really searching for it. So placing cards like that in auction always end the same way. No one's searching Wick, they're searching Gengar, they're searching Pikachu, they're searching Charizard, maybe many other names, maybe Misty, but no one searches Wick. So putting that into auction, you're just asking to undersell. Like, it doesn't even make sense. It looks like another one sold for $700. Like, wait, when did it sell? Yeah, like 2 days later, a different one sells for $710. And so, you know, the guy who did auction just sort of 2 days before, he just kind of missed out on like a $200 difference. Oops. You know what I mean? Not very clever. And that all comes down to the fact that auction is a terrible way to sell most Pokemon cards. Some Pokemon cards do well in auction. Really obscure, really not obscure, really rare, desirable ones do well in auction. Cards that have a chance for a new record price that has never been seen before. And if the record price is higher than you would have asked for, then auction is good in that case. All right, I'm going to put this up here. Did we get a lightning slab? No, there's no new lightning slab right now. I haven't made a decision on a lightning slab. Wait, so wasn't I going to look these up real fast? Maybe he needed money quick. Yeah, and so that would be called a motivated seller. And motivated sellers will often sell under market, sometimes substantially under market, just to get their cash really fast. So we're going to say vending Doduo. Okay, Doduo has gone up. My gut was correct. Doduo's going to move to be about 1,100. Let's get a new lightning slab. I'm itching for decent odds break. We could probably do that. I was thinking of having the new lightning break be the gigantic Lego set. That's what I was thinking. Or I could just list that thing up on eBay. How do you value BGS 9.5s, especially if they're Pop 1? That's a great question. I don't know, because they're definitely not 10s. They would have to cross into a 10 to truly be sold as a 10. Like those Charizards you saw, if those were just PSA 10s, I'd be asking like $50,000 for them. Or better yet, I wouldn't be selling them at all. So that is hard to answer. Yeah, it would just not be for sale at all. All right, fresh picture on this one with the update price. He goes back down. That Doduo is special. That means if you guys had put that card in a slab away, you'd already be up. You would already be up. because he's already more expensive than he was at the time that we priced him. Now here is a very special card. These are getting eaten up pretty fast, and honestly, nowadays $1,000 isn't that much. Oops. Give me a second here. So, Giratina. Looks like Giratina is going to actually remain about the same. So we're going to leave him untouched. Good. And you know what? Maybe the Pichu is still the same. So let's take all these back down and let's get back to it. Buy the Tyranitar sublist break for $40. Yeah, the Tyranitar sublist break is only 3 spots away. It's almost ready to go off. All right, let's see what's next. Hurry, go scalp the Pokemon Hershey chocolate bars. Quick! There won't be any left. Notification of payment received. I think we might have gotten a payment just now. Let's take a quick look. No, we already did that one. It looks like the queue is empty. We have nobody in the queue. Let's show off some of the breaks. We've got the Jungle Break. That's the Jungle Booster Pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 spots remain in the Jungle Break. 2 spots remain in the Jungle Break. Let's talk about Roaring Skies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roaring Skies. 5 spots remain. Now that one's really cheap compared to the Jungle Break. The Jungle Break's like $120. The cheap split's only $17. So this guy could go off relatively fast. Let's see. We've got this trade break, which is kind of popular right now. We got this Charmander Ace of Clubs. By the way, Mr. Ki-Hyun-Ro, if you're watching, remember you were trying to donate those Pokemon cards to me, and I said I'd give you spots in the trade break. You got, I think, 4 spots in here or something like that. Maybe it was 3. So you got spots in the Charmander trade break for turning in that bolt. Here is the One Piece break. We've got, oh yeah, a new sublist for this gigantic Gengar. Here he is. So there's a gigantic Gengar. Very good. Mr. Oni, I just slapped away the Pichu. Makes me want to sort my baggie. Yeah, that's a possibility. Can I gym break the sublist for Tyranitar? You probably could, I guess. Kind of an odd one, a break for a break for a break. It's like a triple down break. Is it $40 to slab away? Yeah, you send $40 to begin a slab away. $20 is a 6-month fee. So, you know, think of it like renting the card for 6 months for $20. Now, if the card's really cheap, we can lower it to $10. So if the card's like $100, maybe $200, we can lower it to $10. But anything above that, it's going to be the full $20. And then you get 6 months to pay it down. You have to pay it half down in 3 months. That's a stiff rule, okay? It's a tough rule. People don't really follow that one, but they have to now. 3 months, halfway paid. So it's a rule, okay? Actually, that's a Pikachu card, not a Gengar. Let's see. Go scalp the Pokemon cards. Let's grab... We got a big Jesse Salinas order. Let's take a quick look at that. Mr. Jesse, he says, slap away the reverse hollow Pichu. Thank you. All right. Reverse hollow Pichu. Here it is. So he sent $75. 20 of that will go toward a fee, and the rest will be put onto the card. There we go. I sold one of these to CS Men not too long ago. I had 2 of them. I need a slab away too. Yeah, slab away. Problem is I just, you know, I don't have as many cards as I used to for slab away. But remember, you can check the pricey slab channel. You can also just check the 10s channel. You might find something good for like 400 or 300 in there. Something that you want to pay down over time. So we're going to jump over here and into the slab away channel. And it's going to say August 13, 26. Jesse Salinas. Nowadays, we get really specific about what day you put the slab in there, too. We're going to say CGC 10, Pichu, Expedition, Reverse. Going in for, what was it? $750, I think? $750. And you've applied $55 to it. That makes it $695 remaining. So there you have it. That's a new slab away. Good. And let's pop it up here. Into the slab away box. Congratulations. Did the jungle pack go off? It's so close. This jungle pack has 2 spots left. It's a pricey one. It's a big one. But it has 2 spots left. It's ready to pop. All right. So that's complete. We have an order now from Jacob Chickering. 10 Poke Shuffles. Ready? Kyogre slab away, maybe? I don't know if I have any Kyogres. Do you know of any Kyogres I have? We got 1, 2, 3. I could bring all my personal slabs over and see if I'm willing to sell any. I do want to move after all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh. I do want to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That 11th card coming in handy. Says Poker Luigi Clubs. That was the poker shuffle. Or the Poke Shuffle. That sounds pretty good. Oh, wait. Luigi. Not Lugia. My brain said Lugia. Poker Luigi? Like, Ouija time? You ready? So we're running low on Pokemon slabs. You pull this guy. All right, let me know. Would you like to keep him for 75 or would you like to re-roll him for 65? Okay. He's a nice 10. He's from a 2015 Retro Mario set. He might be your best Luigi card ever. You're going to keep it? All right. I might put a new Luigi up there. We're at a point where some of my best 10s are actually not Pokemon now. Because we're running low in general on cards. Here's another one. Whoa. There's a big pile of cold ones back there that have been gone through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. When we run really, really, really low on slabs, what you'll see me start to do, you'll see me start to put booster packs into the Poke Shuffles. That's how we do that. Poker Luigi. Okay. And we're going to say P10. It is a nice PSA 10. You know how hard it can be to get PSA 10s. And the cost of the 10 itself, there's a cost to that, whatever it is. So there's a value to the grading itself. So he's pretty cheap, actually. Only 75. Now, what do we got here? Here's an order from Harry Kennison. I'd like to sob away the Cardos Starters PSA 9. Okay, that's a really big one. It's 4.7. You sure you're going to be able to handle that, Mr. Harry? That's a really big one, okay? I will get it started for you. I'll have to take it down from eBay, which I think it was just about to sell over there. It's got a ton of watchers. Let's see. That one has a lot of watchers. I should have these Cardos Charizards up on eBay. Here it is. 4.7, right? Yeah, 4.7 thousand. Holy hoochie mommies. That one's very serious business. Oops. Oh, if you have it on eBay, leave it. No, we can take it down from eBay. I'm saying it's a commitment, okay? That's a big commitment. So by the 3-month mark, you need to have paid about $2,325. No, $2,375. Okay, so do the math on it. Make sure that you're, ready to take it down. That's all I'm saying, because we're a lot stricter on the 3-month mark now. We could turn it into a 1-year slab away, but I have to raise the price on it if we do that. All right. There's a markup if you want it for a full year. I think that's how we should do full years on big cards. It should be a markup. Whew. Did the jungle pack go off? I already read that. So we're going to run over here. Yeah, it's okay to take it down from eBay because it can always be relisted, okay? All right, so how much would a full year be out of curiosity? All right, so it's going to cost quite a bit more to do a full year. Are you ready? So for the same down payment of $20, you can pay it off over a full year for $6,400. Costs quite a bit more. And there are people who go for that, but that's because you're anticipating that the slab will change in price that much within a year. So, you know, a year is like an eternity in Pokemon card time, and you're anticipating that the card will have moved up by then. 6.4 to have the card for a full year. Or you can pay it down as fast as you can within 6 months. Because remember, it has to be half paid in 3 months. You know, I have to take that money and then I have to reinvest it in a fast-moving card market. That's kind of how it's working here, okay? I better wait a second and see what he thinks of that. 6.4 compared to 4.7. I'll stick with the 6 months. All right, perfect. Here we go. Good luck there, Mr. Harry. Okay. So we're jumping over here. And we're going to get to the H's. Where's the H's? You're right here. August 13, 26. Harry Kennison. PSA 9, Cardos, starters, $4,750, minus 20, which is $4,730. All right, it's all you, man. That's one of the bigger ones we've had. We've had some pretty big slab-aways. That one's definitely big. So I'm going to go remove that one from eBay now, and we can always put it back up there. So I only mention that because I wanted to make sure you were serious about it. That was all. I've seen some big slab-aways. We're going to hit done. All right, there it goes. All right, it's down. It's all yours. All right. By the way, I wonder what the PSA 9... Hold on, let me fix this camera. What's the PSA 9 Neo Lugia doing these days? Because I have this story of buying a PSA 9 holographic Lugia, Neo Genesis English, and I bought it for like $6,000, and then it collapsed to like $2,000, and I felt devastated by that. I believe it's the first edition version. Yes. I was really devastated by that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. This is super confusing because the number on the card is actually also card number 9. So it's always hard to check this. Let's check sold items and then sort by highest price. Nice, dude. On July 4th, it sold for $15,000. On August 11th, one with a really old label sold for $12,700. Wow, I'm actually up on a card that did very poorly for me for like the first 3 or 4 years, and now it's double value. That's crazy. All right, what's next? Ryan Trejo, he says, Tyranitar Sublist and Jungle Gym Break. You want 2 breaks running. All right, we'll put you in there. We're going to say T-Tar Gym Break. All right, he's doing a Tyranitar Sublist Gym Break. It's $20. Okay, Mr. Ryan, he likes the gym breaks. There it is. So you guys can join him for $20 for a Tyranitar Gym for Sublist spot. Now over here, he would also like to run a spot on this guy. Ryan Trejo. There it is. So he's going to run a spot on the Jungle Booster Pack Split. It's a pretty rough gym break because somebody misses by like a lot, by like 60 bucks. So that's pretty rough. All right, and again, this is for the Tyranitar sublist. We got one more person in there, and then it goes off. That's for TRG. What? What's for TRG? All right, for Team Rocket Grunt. Is it because he wants to join those? Whoa, we have a big Roki Hyun order. He says the rest of 2 spots on Japanese Jungle. Well, hold on. He sent that 9 minutes ago. And when did Ryan send his order? 9 minutes ago. All right, so hold on. Let's find out which order is the oldest order. Which order came in first? Hold on. So your order came in 21:37. That was Ryan Trejo. 21 and 37, which is like milliseconds or something. I don't know what that number represents. And the Roki Hyun, what did you get? Your order came in 21:06. His order, that actually might just be seconds. That might be what it is, not milliseconds. I think those are just seconds. So it is the case that Ryan Ki-hyun's 2 spots in the Jungle Break came in first. He says, please give my Cyclops to Cat. Please give my 1 free custom to the first, 1 free custom live to first order person. Ah, yes. Okay, cool. I think we had somebody like that today. So we're going to have to give him that spot, okay? The live custom. So let me go ahead and pull this back out. Ryan, you're going to save 60 bucks actually, because what just happened, the last 2 spots were ordered already for the Jungle. Okay, it's already been ordered. He got to it first by a couple seconds, to be honest. But that means he goes first. And this will be $60. Ryan, that means you have $60 left over. And this is activating for Mr. Ki-hyun. He's going deep on this. The Jungle Pack break is done. We are. All right. If you're looking for some alternatives, Ryan, there's a sublist running on this Pikachu break. Okay, please give his Cyclops. Let's see, where are we hiding your Cyclops? Probably in here? Here it is. Very nice. What are you hoping for in the jungle? He says, no, my hollow from jungle got ripped away. Maybe. All right. 2 Cat Kayla from Ki Hyun Row. All right. Good. And did she just ship? What happened with her? She had a lot of stuff. Oh, I remember. No. We made new room for her over here. That's what it was. We did that last night. Cyclops. Good. All right. For those of you just joining, I had a great night last night. Last night in my sleep, I sold 3 Pokemon cards. Would you like to see which ones I sold? I like to report what I sold on the internet because it helps you guys know what the market's doing. I'll look that up real fast. So this thing's ready. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 10 there. And then I'm going to set these to the side a little bit so they don't get lost. And we're going to split this. But let's show this off real fast. Sort by payment date. I love the Jungle Flareon. Yeah, I actually have a PSA 10 first edition Jungle Flareon. Okay, so check it out, guys. This all sold in my sleep. August 13th. Cardos vending coughing sold for almost $1,000. The Chrome Spectra Jolteon sold for $3,000. So for anyone who's been worried that maybe Chrome card or Topps cards don't sell very well, they look like they do sell well. And then here is the foil Meowth selling for $600, just a Meowth. And those are both Topps cards. This is a Topps card that sold on August 9th. Pokemon the Movie Foil Execute +1 went for $550. So as you know, we just added fresh Topps cards to the menu. You can see it in the website, by the way. Rainbow Tops foil cards. Pretty hard to get a good rainbow box. We got a good one. They're never perfect, by the way. The rainbow boxes, I can't give it A. I can't give it A+, because they're never perfect. There's always kind of, you know, you just kind of hope you get lucky and get a good one. They're never perfect. Rainbow foils are harder to grade 10 in general. But that's a good box then. B+ is great. So those rainbow packs, I'm gonna charge a little more for them because it's exceptionally hard to get those good rainbow foils. All right, you ready? Somebody pulled one like yesterday, and it seemed like it even had a shot at a 10. I was looking at it going, holy cow, dude. So if you guys don't want it, I'll open the whole box for myself and just grade the whole box. Like that Meowth, that was from a box I opened for myself and graded all the cards up in it. Here we are. Da-da-da. Fortnite's gearing up to go to the moon. Mr. Sports Guy's entering my hobby. What? Liquor told me to go, mister. Is it a good idea? The liquor told you to go deep in here? Well, we'll see if you get lucky. Again, a lot of it's just luck. So we got to see if you pull Pikachu. You got to see what the centering is. All right, here goes, guys. We're going to shuffle the names up. All right, you guys are watching a vintage Japanese pack opening. We're going to have the audience choose 2 different numbers to split the deck. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, give me 2 numbers. Jeff says 6. The Ivysaur from Topps looked good. It looked pretty good. Even if it gets a 9, you know, in a 9, it's still worth like $100 to $200. 6 and 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There it goes. All right, the split is in. Okay, and now it is my job as the host to open your very nice jungle pack. Looking good from the back so far. Oh yeah, looking real good. Now, we got to be careful. We don't want to spoil the hit card by having it reflect off the foil there. I don't want you guys to be able to see it at all, so he tilted it away. That's part of the fun. Like if you look carefully at the foil, you're going to get a hint at what the card is. We don't want you to get a hint. We want it to be a real surprise. I'm saving those booster packs, the empty ones. I'm going to create huge wall art out of them someday. Maybe when I'm an old man or something. Maybe from my garage. Big wall art where you can buy like a bunch of booster packs like glued to black foam or black velvet or something like that. It is Ki-Hyun-Ro. Looking good from the back. Yeah, pretty much. All right. So, first card out of the pack, and it is, oh yeah, you forget Meowth in here. By the way, look at the centering here. That centering is strong. I'm liking that. All right, Ki-Hyun-Ro gets the first pull. It is Meowth. I'll set you to the side because I know you got a couple, okay? Garrett Whitney. Now, this took a little while for it to go off, but surprisingly, not that long. Jigglypuff, man, that's really nice too. So actually, Garrett has like 3 spots in here. There you go, Garrett. So we know Garrett's got a couple spots. Garrett Whitney again. All right, Garrett, he's going to pull. Spiro, very nice. Here's Ki-Hyun-Ro. This one's a gym break that you won. Okay. Stanky Manky, very nice. This is Nicholas Williams. So Nicholas got a spot from you. Oh, if this is Pikachu, imagine this is Pikachu. Boom, execute. All right, Nicholas Williams did not snipe a huge card from you after all. That's a little bit of a relief. You know, if that was the Pikachu, you might have been like, damn it. But, you know, Nicholas also wants to have some fun too, so let's see. He got to have a chance at something big. I got to find out where his bag is. Ah, Nicholas Williams. He has a bag with no sticker on the top. We should put a sticker on the top, like we've been doing with everyone else. Okay. Show me one day, mister, when you're ready with it. Show you what? I don't remember what I was talking about. So that one's put away. Now, here we have Mr. Ki-Hyun-Ro. Still time for a Pikachu, I think. I don't think we're in the uncommons yet. This might be a pack with no Pikachu. I think after this, we're in the uncommons. Ah, Nidorina. Or Nidoran, I mean. Darn. Okay, this is a pack with no Pikachu, I suspect. What's this? Roki-Hyun. Okay. Got one more card popping out here. Ooh, Persian. All right, so that we're in the uncommons now. We're in the uncommons. Here's Zachary Standing. He's going to pick up an uncommon, Mr. Zachary. What do we have here? Parasect. All right, let's go grab that. It's going to come down to whatever's in that hollow spot. What do you guys think? Could be a stinky pack overall if we're unlucky. We are. No Pikachu in the pack. That's too bad. There was a Jigglypuff. We are. The Meowth is pretty cute these days too, you know, actually. I think I've seen... So you, Mr. Ki-Hyun-Ro, you pulled the Meowth, and it was pretty well centered. And nowadays, the Meowth is not a bad Pokemon to pull these days. I feel like Meowth and Jigglypuff might be in a similar desirability category. We can look that up by price. Only 2 names left. Garrett Whitney... Mr. Garrett, he's going to put... So Garrett's out. I think that's his 3 cards. I think. Nidorina. Last but not least, boom! No! Sergio, the man with a bit of luck. That was a gym break that he won, and he got the hollow with it. Well, it's his lucky day. It is off center. You can tell from the back. So without getting too hurt over it, look, it's top heavy. So this was never going to grade 10. Let's see what we got. Ooh, Clefable. Still really cool. Look at that. Beautiful Clefable. There it is. All right. So, you know, that might grade 9. The centering matters a lot when it comes to the Japanese cards because they don't have too many flaws compared to like the English cards. Like they don't have as many cutting problems like frazzled edges, white dots, lips. They don't have that problem as much. However, they still get print lines. Sometimes the front of the card is damaged from improper storage. And then the other problem that occurs, and probably the worst problem, off-centering happens quite a lot. So this card will have off-centering and just won't manage to turn into a 10. But that's going to be for Mr. L12. Still really fun. Nowadays, a really big haul there. Getting a 10 could have meant pulling like a $4,000 card. Clefable. Okay. So who really did best in this pack break? Tossing that away. If this Jigglypuff grades 10, and it might, based on the centering, it might grade 10. Let's see what Jigglypuff these days sells for. Because I think a PSA 9 on the Clefable would probably not be a ton. Actually, we can look that up too. Japanese, Clefable, Jungle. All right, so we're going to look this up real fast. So the Japanese Clefable 9 goes for only about 120. Pretty rough because you still have to pay for the grading, right? Shows you how important it is to get a 10. 10 is everything. When you get a 10, the whole equation changes. And then let's try Jigglypuff. So Jigglypuff might be the winner here. So the Jigglypuff 10, and we're looking for the Japanese one, okay, not the English one. The cheapest one appears to be right here for 400. Japanese Jungle Jigglypuff, 400. There's a cheaper English one for 290. Yeah, this one's unlimited. That's 280. So those are unlimited English. We don't care about those. All right, so Jigglypuff has a potential $400 value. And then let's try your Meowth as well, because I actually have a suspicion the Meowth has some decent value. Let's see. I do not even see a Jungle Meowth. Oh, here's one. Oh, that's a PSA 9 and it's an auction. So that's a good sign. The fact that there isn't one for sale often means the price is moving up. Oh my God, it is the Jungle Meowth, guys. Jungle Meowth is worth way more than Jigglypuff. Are you ready for this? All right, check it out. Check it out. So if you get a 10 on that Meowth, he just sold an auction for 780, and someone did a buy it now for 1,100 for the same card. Those are sold prices, and there's not one for sale. So I told you that. I told you in my gut, I've been feeling like Meowth has been going up, and he has. The Meowth is beating the Jigglypuff. That's kind of new. You know, in the past, you just assumed the Jigglypuff was a hit card and the Meowth was it's just Meowth. But this is a serious card now, guys. Check. Oh, it was marked down. Okay, so you got to click on it first. So maybe it went closer to like 800, 900, but take a look at that. So, I mean, the auction, that's not marked down. So this card is worth around 750 and a 10. So the next trick is, can it grade 10? So let's grab it. I'm going to give you a free pre-grade. Now, if it can't grade 10, don't be mad at me. I'm just the bearer of bad news. I'm the messenger. We got to check it. Oh, no, this one can't grade 10. I was hoping to tell you it could. So down here, we're seeing something wrong with this edge down here. That is so unlucky, dude. That is just how it is. I bet you it's a manufacturing damage. That just sucks, dude. I was hoping to give you some good news, but yeah, it looks like this card has some surface damage. Here are some of my thoughts on the damage. There are guys out there who work on card fixing. Not me. I don't do card fixing. But there are guys out there who fix cards that have bends just like that. And so what I recommend is watch some of their videos, because they do some remarkable fixes, especially on stuff like that, like bends. Like, they can't really fill in a white dot. You know, white dot is a white dot. And they can fill in scratches, but I feel like, you know, the forensic imagery can detect filler these days. That's a bend. It's sort of like, what is that? Because I gotta say, your card is great every other way. Yeah, that is too bad. They might be able to fix that. This is one of those issues that they tend to fix. So you might be able to have that corrected. If they can fix it and you can get a 10 on that, that would be a pretty big story for me anyways. Now I really want to get that graded 10. That one's looking like it will grade 6 because of that bend. I recommend talking to a guy who fixes cards and seeing what he thinks of that, because it might be fixable. Are these also damaged? Of course they're not. Look, nice and clean. Isn't that annoying? Just the Meowth, huh? Oh, look, that one's got a little ding right there. Yeah, it's harder than it looks to get 10s on cards, guys. It's pretty tough, actually. All right. It is tough to get 10s. That's why 10s go for thousands of dollars. Depression. When I saw that, I got depressed. All right, Ki-Hyun Row. Pokemon cards always hurt me. They hurt me all the time, and then I come back for more. That was a back card in the pack. Maybe that had something to do with it. All right, let's go ahead and put this in here. You never know. It is so hard to get 10s, man. Either way, it's a cool card. Maybe one of your other cards is still worthy of a 10. You can do pre-grades on them to check that out. Here's the Jigglypuff as well. He might want to have that checked out. I'm going to put that into Garrett Whitney's bag. Overall, I feel like that was a tough pack, but now we know something new. We know that the Meowth goes for a lot of money in the jungle packs, which once again is why those jungle packs cost so much. I mean, how can the Meowth go for $1,100 or whatever, $725, and the whole pack is selling for like $1,200? It just doesn't make sense. I mean, the math there is so in favor of opening the pack. It's crazy. Despite, you know, the high buy-in, the favor is toward opening it, because it's like you're still going to profit if even like 2 of these cards grade 10, you're going to do fine. And then you have a chance for like a jackpot, you know, like it's some kind of scenario. You pull Vaporeon, you pull Pikachu, you pull Cubone, you know, that kind of situation. So now we need a new expensive pack to break. Ryan Trejo has $60 left over. What can I do for you with that? Persian is also good. My leg. Hey, I love Clefable. Clefable's cute. We have an order that has been waiting, and it is Mr. NHCC once into this sub list. Too bad about that Clefable being off center, man, because if that guy was correctly centered, that could have been a really big deal as well. So there is a sub list for the Pikachu art rare. This thing has a pretty long way to go. Team Rocky Grunt says, let me get a spot on the Tyranitar sub list. Sub list, he called it. Okay, we're going to say TRG. Here goes. I don't know if gym breaks on for like really tiny items is worth it. I might just say, like, just go buy a spot in the future. Splitting a $40 spot. I got to think about that. So we're going to say Ryan and Team Rocket Grunt. Here's Ryan. Here's Team Rocket Grunt. Team Rocket Grunt, you're much closer to 50-50 at this point on this card. Isn't that interesting? How many spots left on that Roaring Skies? I believe there's 5 spots left. The Roaring Skies pack is a lot of fun, too. It's a great set from the XY era. Has some fantastic Rayquazas in it. All right. Here's Meloetta, Azoetta. 6 donated that. We need 6 to come back here. Here's an energy card, and here's Skwovet. Round 1 going to Ryan. Round 2, Tapu Lele. Articuno, that's a tie. Round 3, oh, he's got the Switch card. You've got Ditto. He's got Electivire. He's got such a good card that it's worth it for him to use Switch. He uses Switch on your Ditto. And you run into Ceruledge. Ryan Trejo wins. There it is. Ryan Trejo takes the spot in the sub list, the Tyranitar sub list. Your card's going to look more like a break-even card. His card is going to look like he's ahead. Congratulations, Mr. Ryan. He's going to go into here. I spoke with the 6. She okay. She'll be back soon. Oh, that's nice. It's good to hear. I was planning on putting her in some of those giveaways until she came back. So that's you on 8. All right, so I might not allow gym breaks on that sub list. A break on a break on a break is too much, I think. I think it's like, I don't know. Does it matter? Maybe it just doesn't matter. If it's a really slow day, do it, okay? If it's a slow day, maybe today's a slow day. I can't tell. So you have $60 left over, though, Mr. Ryan. That was weird. Can I talk to the manager? I am the manager. No! So that last break was a really expensive vintage pack break. Why don't we try a cheap one after that? Sent for the rest of the spots on the Roaring Skies. All right, you got it. And in fact, here it is. Let me just check the website. So we have to make sure there's no website orders because they would be waiting a long time if we let you go first. We do have a website order. Jeff Leon, he says, 1 Tyranitar gym break. I will set one up. This is a second Tyranitar sublist break. Jim B 1 2 $20. Jeff. Here you go, Jeff. All right. Show us Mikey gum cards. Mickey Mouse gum cards. So my collection of Mickey Mouse gum cards are primarily in the vault. I keep them in the PSA vault, not with me. And I am able to show you some of what I have. Mickey Mouse cards go on fire. Yeah, I had It's a Snap card for 1,000, and I'm going to say that one's not available anymore. I actually like that card a lot and think I don't want to sell it for 1,000 anymore because it seems like the Mickey Mouse cards are getting expensive. All right, so check it out. So here are some of my Mickey Mouse cards. You ready? Here's a 2, here's a 2.5, here's a 5, here's a 7. I don't know what to think of this. I got a high PSA 7 on this one. This one's really cool, too. It's called The Line is Busy, and it's Mickey Mouse, and he's fishing. Cool, man. Really cool on that one. And then if we just scroll, you can see it's actually a ton. Like, look, it just keeps going. So I'm a hodler on the Mickey Mouse bubblegums, and I went to go buy more, and I couldn't find any more. But it wasn't like that. There were a lot of them for sale at some point, and then now they're all just gone. Yeah, look, see. Here's a PSA 4, PSA 4, PSA 5. All right, that's $20,000 easily. Saw your post about top selling. Someone bought 10 of mine today also. I thought you were cleaning out the tops. Nope, not me. Somebody with investment level money is going, hey, you know, these tops cards are rare. I'm not complaining because, man, I'm happy to see some of those tops cards sell. It kind of makes me want to open some tops. And I'm not selling all of my tops, just some of them. Like, look here, guys, $225 per pack. Lots of potential in these packs right here. The type 1s are the valuable ones. Now, tell me why that is, Samuel. I don't understand why people think that the type 1s are valuable, but then what, type 2s are not valuable? I mean, is there a discrepancy in their population? It doesn't really make sense to me because some of the best artworks are top 2 or type 2. So I think that perception that type 1 is more valuable, somebody just made that up and it's not going to stick. It's not going to stick because I shop all the time for Mickey Mouse. I've seen all the type 1s. I've seen all the type 2s. And it's like some of the best artworks are type 2s. So why do I care if it's type 1 or type 2? It makes no difference. Like, okay, they came out first. What, like 90 years ago? Type 2 is 90 years old as well. Like, one came out like a year earlier or a few months earlier or something. It doesn't, you know, it makes no difference to me. It makes no difference to me. It's like first editions are. They're like first edition. Nah, I don't really see it that way. I see them as a full set. That's how I see them. So, you know, if somebody feels that way, that's fine. There might be a big baller with a lot of money who feels that way about them, but that makes no difference. Actually, maybe part of the reason that doesn't matter to me is because I actually do own the oldest Mickey Mouse cards in the world, the June Kosa collection. So when I look at the bubblegums, they're not even the oldest Mickey Mouse set. So it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, there's older Mickey Mouse cards. So, you know, you can say like type 1's better or something. I don't know who came up with that rule. I love the type 2s. And they're virtually the same. They all go into the same book, so it doesn't matter. All right, let's see what's next. Let's see what's next. So we got Roki Hyun. He says, give me all the spots on the Roaring Skies. All right, let's set this to the side. I'll use my store credit. If not, Mr. Can you have the Tyranitar sublist gym break with my store credit? Yes. Let's do this gym break real fast. There it is. So, Jeff, you'll be going up against Ryan. So, yeah, you know, I see the bubblegum Mickeys and know that they're not even the oldest Mickey Mouse set. So, I don't understand the fascination with the type 1s over the type 2s when the type 2s have better artworks than type 1s. It's like, for me, the artwork matters. That's what people want. Because if you look at some of the Mickey Mouse artworks, they're actually pretty boring. And then some of them are really good. Like, they'll have Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto all on the same card. Or like, you'll be Mickey interacting with Pluto, and it's just really adorable. And it's like, well, that's what matters, you know? What matters is what's going on the card, not necessarily if one was like a year older or a month older or whatever they are. Let's see, Mr. Jeff. Yeah, the artwork becomes it becomes the heaviest weight for me. I sent an order for that. Ryan Trejo was sitting there with store credit before you, and so he was waiting to use his store credit. So he is going to take that spot because he basically preemptively has the right to jump into the break before you. So that's how we're treating it. We were waiting for him to use his store credit, and he's decided to use it on this. And what we can do for you, we can start a third gym break, okay? You'll be all right. So you'll go into the next round, and then whatever fate that is, that'll be your fate. Good luck. He says, I sent an order for that a while back. Oh, you're saying you sent before Ryan sent his store credit? Is that what you meant? Swap the cards. Oh, good catch, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff goes on the left in this case. Let me see about this order he sent a while back. Give me a second here. That's Terry. He sent 4 minutes ago. So, no, both Jeff Leon and Ryan Trejo, they predate your order. So they go first. So I've got it. In this case, I've got it correct. Here it is. 2023 Topps Chrome Disney 100 Super Refractor Mickey Mouse 1 listed for $20 million. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, from the Bubblegum set, actually, my absolute favorite cards from the Bubblegum set are when Mickey Mouse is fishing, so the line is busy. I think that's one of the best cards in the whole set. He's in a boat with Minnie and they're fishing. It's very charming. And then the other one I really like is It's a Snap. So that's where it's Mickey Mouse and Pluto and they're sitting together for a selfie in 1935. Very, very adorable. All right, here goes. So we got Swablu. And we've got... Ryan, you're just going to keep winning with this guy. Okay, round 1 goes to Ryan. Round 2, Energy, Articuno, Energy, Cerulege. You didn't even need the energies. Round 3, Articuno, Mewtwo. Wow. Ryan takes the cake again. Ryan, what is up with you right now? He's like, I'll take it. Okay, so Jeff, you pull. This is your part of the break. You get drowsy. And Ryan, you're going to get an uptick in your wins. Ryan just beat 2 people in a row on his gym break. Jesus. Somebody's got to put him in his place. He goes back onto this. You have a 7-2. Yeah, I agree. So I noticed that when I was searching for them, and I said, holy moly, I got it. That one was one that I purchased. I didn't originally own that one. But that was one that I later purchased, and yeah, it's just an amazing looking card. It's Mickey Mouse and Minnie in a boat fishing. The line is busy. It's cool. Okay, so what we know is you also sent in for a sublist spot. I will go ahead and set you up if you'd like. So this will say T-Tar, Jim, 1, 2, Terry, he. Terry, Ryan might actually join that with you, okay? But I can't work on this now because now we got to finish the Roaring Skies break. Look above. Mister, don't mark my card. Yeah. My card has an extra loss by mistake and is missing a win. Oh, okay. My bad, Mr. Jeff. You know, it's really hard for me to do what I'm doing with my hands and read chat at the same time. It sort of happens like my eyes are looking here, then there, then here, then there. So I only just now caught up with the... Okay, so just remind me, next time you miss, don't mark it. There we go. Okay, so we'll get you caught up on that. And then this is going off. 1, 2... When you finish the Roaring Skies, I'll do this gym break as well. So Ryan is buying that spot out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll try. Try to hit me with that knowledge before I do the break because I might end up making the same mistake. I really do forget. Like my brain doesn't hold on to that information. It's too difficult. It will forget it in order to focus on other information. I forget enough things as it is. All right, there we go. Those blank spots are Mr. Ki-Hyun Roh. The second booster pack is going off. This is a lovely XY era Roaring Skies. Now, that's pretty old. Here's a funny, crazy thing, Mr. Ki-Hyun Roh. Back in 2022, when I was buying these, this booster pack, the whole thing, would have cost $17, the whole pack. Now, $17 for one card in the pack. Jeff probably remembers that. He was there, I'm pretty sure. So, Jeff... We used to do Roaring Skies box breaks. Yeah, like $15, $18 a spot, somewhere in that range. We used to do $40 a spot on Ancient Origins booster box breaks. And back then I used to say, buy into this break now, because someday you're gonna be shocked at how expensive these are. So that's why I would say back then. I'd say that all the time. I'd say one day these will be so expensive you won't even be able to buy it anymore. All right, you ready? Mister, did I miss out on the Tyranitar sublist? I sent a little bit ago. We're going to have to do an investigation after this Roaring Skies to make sure people enter the sublist. I'm not the sublist. Well, yeah, the sublist, the Mega Tyranitar sublist, at exactly the correct spot that they should have entered. Okay, so we'll do an investigation to make sure nobody misses their spot. First, it's first come, first serve. So whoever ordered the spot first gets it, okay? Terry, he had sent in for a sublist break. And if his sublist break spot came in before your order, he will get it. If your order came in before his sublist spot, they will have to go on to the next sublist, okay? So you will get it. So we'll do a little investigation, make sure it goes to the right person. All right, we're just shuffling up these spots, randomizing it. That's the fun of a pack split. Everyone gets a random card, and it's just luck if you pull the hit. Give me 2 numbers. Internal investigation. Haha, does that include Stuxard? Did you see he has vintage Topps packs for sale that are rainbow? Yes. Yes, we got rainbow Topps booster packs. Now, I can't give them an A because it's not a perfect box. I can't grade the box as an A. It got a B+. It's a pretty good box so far. If we discover later it's not a B+, we'll lower it. The box gets a B+. And I don't think I've ever opened a rainbow box that actually gets an A. They always get like a B because that's the nature of the stickiness of rainbow cards. What you hope for is to get one that doesn't have quite as much stickiness and it peels really well. So here's 5. Nobody wanted Roaring Skies when they came out for being overprinted. Crazy how they printed modern now. Oh no, mister, if that's the case, may I please hold off on the gym battle for the Tyranitar? Oh, I'm sorry. May I hold off on the gym battle? I don't know what you mean by that. You can hold off, I don't mind. Are you ready? I don't know if you need something. Ooh, execute. Throw this away. Should I save these packs at all? I mean, one day these packs will be considered pretty old. I've just been throwing those packs away for like years. They just go in the trash. All right, here goes. Ki-Hyun Roh, you get the very first card from the back, and it is Switch. After that, it's Bryce Wolf. He's going to pull Pelipper. All right, let's go find Bryce. She roll on my sky. There you are. There you go. Very nice. Okay. Here's Ki-Hyun Roh. So that's 3 from the back. Ultra Ball. All right, now it gets good. That's Mr. Ki-Hyun Roh. He pulls the rare. So we don't know what that is. It could be a cheap rare or it could be an expensive one. And Jesse Salinas takes the reverse holo. Jesse snipes this reverse holo. Is Jesse still watching? Here's Elijah Martinez. He pulls Bagon. Okay, Mr. Elijah. Here it is. Bagon, very nice. And this will be Mr. Ki-Hyun Roh picking up Pidove. Very cute. Here's Elijah Martinez. He had a couple spots, huh? Ooh, he got a little common Pikachu. That's nice. This Pikachu doesn't look as good as the one from Crimson Invasion, does it? That Crimson Invasion Pikachu, he's special. That's a special card. Here's Ki-Hyun Roh. He picks up Fletchling. So you got the birds. And Nicholas Williams picking up Execute. Is this Komiya? Who drew this one? Yep, Komiya. How cool. Funny how I can just recognize the artwork these days. I'm going to reuse these energy cards so they don't just immediately get trashed. All right, is Jesse here? I don't know if Jesse's here. So that's how it worked out. Let's put these eggs into Nicholas Williams' bag. They're like, don't eat us. I guess if you were an egg, you'd have to be worried about being eaten all the time. Ooh, look how beautiful that XY era holo is. That's nuts, man. Great card. Okay, that's for Mr. Jesse. Those reverse holos from that time period are no joke. If they happen to grade 10, it's a big deal. That's JE box number 1. Let's check JE box number 2 for Jesse Salinas. Jesse Smith, Jesse Salinas. All right, so you pulled the rare. So technically, you can get a much better pull than Jesse just did. But it depends on if the pack was good or not. So you could have pulled a full art. You could have pulled an EX. You could also pull just a standard holo. Or it could be a light pack and it's just a non-holo. Let's find out what we got here. So you did it. You captured the rare. But your luck is coming down to the booster pack. It's a non-holo rare Klefki. Wow. All right. Tough round this round. No luck in the Roaring Skies. I believe that the Talonflame was the chase this time. So you got the chase in the last round, but this run is going to be the regular pull. Poop. Yeah. That was around the time my parents stopped buying me cards, and I was still too young to make money. All right, so that was it. Now, Terry Herzig, he ordered 14 minutes ago a Tyranitar sublist spot. But Miss Alicia Brown also ordered a spot 15 minutes ago. Alicia goes first. Okay, and anyone else? Mr. NHWC says, jump me in the Roaring Skies pack break. You know, we can run a second Roaring Skies pack break. It's actually an extremely good set. If we ran Roaring Skies twice, that would be no problem. I don't know if I have Roaring Skies anymore. Hold on. We need a new box of Roaring Skies. That's so bad. All right. Actually, also, we need to do another thing that I forgot about. We need to mark the breaks channel. I forgot about this. That's a little task we do. All right. Breaks history. So this shall say... Jungle pack split sometime before 1 hour 47 minutes. Okay, and then Roaring Skies split 1 hour 47 minutes. All right, there we go. Okay, we've updated that. I might as well add that the Tyranitar break is going off too. So we're going to say Mega Sublist. Well, we're not ready to update that because we need to know who pulled it. Let's see. Snorlax, please, says NHCC. Reminder. What can I help you with there? I asked to use my $20 of my store credit for the gym battle for the Tyranitar sublist. If I can do it for the 10th spot on the Tyranitar sublist, I'd like to do that. Don't want the first spot on the next sublist for it. So here's the problem with that. You already ordered like a gym break spot, and at that time, you didn't ask for me to spend the store credit, the rest of it, on the final spot. By that time, somebody else had already placed an order. So in this case, Alicia has waited the longest for her order, and you had not at that time directed me to spend your money that way. So this is very important. You can't kind of like change your mind on how money is spent when it comes to breaks and all that. You can't, what I'm saying is you can't like react to it. So she was already in line by that time. So at this point, she has waited longer than you, even though your store credit is from earlier. Think of it like this, Ryan. Like at the beginning of a stream, somebody can't order like $1,000 of store credit, and then as things take place, they can't suddenly like jump the queue. So she's been in queue a long time now. So it will actually go to her first. I can understand why you would want it, because then you would have 3 in a row at the bottom. But I'm afraid she's already been sitting in there. You would have need to have told me earlier, hey, what you should have said is, I want into the sublist spot, and I want spot number 10 too. And then we would have spent your money at that point, and then you would have been good. But in this case, you sort of decided later to spend it that way, and she was already in line, so we got to give it to her at this point. That makes sense? I'm not trying to pick on anyone, but she waited longer than you. Here it is. Just like earlier, we gave it to, earlier I let you into a sublist because I said, well, we were waiting for him to spend it. So right now, you and another guy, we're going to do this, but this round of the sublist is over. We're going to go ahead and run this now. Don't worry, Ryan, she might not pull it. We don't know if she pulls it. She might not pull it. Let's see, what happens at this point? How do we run the actual sublist? Do we just put a bunch of names on the list? I don't remember. Oh, I remember. We do it with booster packs. Ta-da! Maybe the packs aren't worth the break. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so you can't hang out with store credit for a long time and just kind of pick and choose things as time goes by. You would have needed to say earlier, hey, I want spot 10 right now. She's now waited longer than you have for spot number 10. There we go. So we're loading these up with the pull. Everybody pulls a Pokemon card from the custom booster pack. These are what you purchase for $40. The packs will be randomized. Oops. Mr. seems to avoid black and white packs for some reason. You talking about Pokemon Black, Pokemon White? All right, there we go. I don't mind Pokemon Black, Pokemon White. Oh, you mean vintage Pokemon Black, Pokemon White? I just don't have any. I don't know if there's much excitement for them, actually. Yeah. Guess it's a card set I don't really consider very often. But what I can tell you is we need a new cheap split and we need a new vintage split. All right. The best politician on YouTube. You calling me a politician? I'm more like a, what would you call it? I mean, sometimes we talk politics, but politics is about influence. I'm more like, I service orders. So it's like I'm issuing things in the correct order. What would you call that? Servicing debt, servicing a commitment. Here we are. All right. I'm more like a computer that makes sure that people go in the correct order. That's all. Here we are. And I shuffle your cards up for you and ask you for a number. All right, give me two numbers. When there's just a pile like this, sometimes I like to get two numbers. I don't have to, but I like to. You can also send a penny message to use the store credit. This way, it has a time. Yeah, that's correct. So Ivan's correct. If you want to make sure you got a spot in line with your store credit, use the penny message technique. That's where, like, whatever you use, like CASHAPP, VENMO, ZELLE, PayPal, you send in a penny, you say, please spend my store credit this way, and that guarantees that you get like a timestamp in the queue. So that's really good. So Alicia says 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. By the way, I did find the Professor Oak. The Professor Oak is safe and sound. He's downstairs, and we got you a fresh label, and so that's going to ship out, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so Mike's side had the other number. Here goes. So Alicia Brown on 1. There it is on 1. All right. You know, in a way, Ryan, you kind of saved $40 or 20 or whatever. So that was it on 1. Alicia Brown, you didn't even need the bonus spot down at the bottom. Here's TRG. Those are his. Here's Elijah Martinez, Jonathan Lewandowski, TRG, NHCC. Well, don't celebrate. Let's make sure the packs line up. Ryan, Alicia, you know, I acted like you definitely won. Remember, the break's not over until all the packs are accounted for. Because if I'd gotten 11 packs, or if I'd gotten 9 packs, it would be an illegitimate run. And then I'd have to take this back away from you and say, sorry, Alicia, I'm sorry. All right, that's what you guys pull. I'm going to set that to the side. It happens. It's rare, but it happens. So I'll break someone's heart that day, but it does happen. All right. So there is the side up. He's already up to a 5. Breaks be pricey for 1 card, a pack of Plasma Storm. Plasma Storm, you know, we did do a plasma box a long time ago, and I remember the packs costing like, I think it was like $500 a pack, and everyone was groaning about it. They're like, why is it so expensive? Now, if you look back on that, that's cheap as hell, dude. That's crazy cheap. $500 a pack would be a steal now, because those sets ended up being really rare. Those old plasma sets, they're crazy rare. I think I still have it. I think I've got a secondary box of it somewhere with my locked up vintage boxes, because I don't keep everything with me. Some stuff got to be locked up, you know. I go unlock it, but I don't show it off too often. So Mega Tyranitar, sub list, $40, 1 in 10. You get the idea. Fresh round of that, and you can definitely buy into there if you'd like. You know, it's somebody gets the ball rolling, and it takes a while for the ball to go off, but it does go off one day, and we need you to jump in there if it ever is going to go off. So, Miss Alicia, you are the puller of the Mega Booster Pack. That's what you pulled. You pulled a Mega Booster Pack. Alicia Brown at 1 hour and 55 minutes. Well, we got some major breaks going off today. All right, now check out what she gets from that. You ready? We're going to write Alicia Brown. Mega boosty. This is a reserve spot for a Mega Booster Pack worth $400. That's a lot of money. And here's the Mega Tyranitar, and she's sliding into the back of that Mega Tyranitar break. And he clicks up to 6 out of 12. So the Mega Tyranitar, despite how slow he's moving, he is halfway done now. He's 6 out of 12 spots. 6 spots remain. You can buy in for $400. It's a pretty special card. It's a shiny Tyranitar CGC 10. There we go. Still a little bit more expensive than the Gengar over here. He's quite an expensive break. All right, and we'll save this for a minute before throwing it away. Even just a common 10 from Plasma Storm would be worth multiple hundreds, probably. That's right. How do I join a break? Chili Thunder, you need to be able to spend money. So go into the description of the live stream and learn about PayPal, Venmo, ZELLE, Cash App, the website, if you like to use the website to pay for stuff. So the website is a valid way to pay, you know, take credit cards and stuff, which scares me after that one guy. So here's what we got now. We got Terry He on a Tyranitar Gym Break sublist and Ryan Trejo with $40 left over. That's what we're sitting on, guys. Okay, just letting you know that. And we have 2 empty pack splits now. We can choose a new one. I was thinking of maybe Cosmic. Didn't we just run a Cosmic, though? Cosmic's so cool. I feel like Cosmic's a really popular one. What's stopping you from selling everything and retiring? I just really like Pokemon cards. So let's say I retired. Let's say I sold all my cards. Maybe I made it all the way up to $3 million somehow, which I don't know if I could actually make that number. But I suspect I could be getting close to $2 million. Let's say I sold all those cards and retired into a small home. What would I do? Sit there, watch TV? Would I play video games? Would I go walking all day long for 12 hours a day? What would I actually literally do? So I enjoy hosting your breaks and just making things the way they should be, like trying to do a good job of it. You know, I was cleaning up my inventory and I was like, this is what I do. You know, it's what I do, it's what I work on. And it's not, you know, it's just going to keep going that way. You're right. I might have enough money to retire, but I don't want to just play around all day. I actually kind of want to work. I could play video games all day. I could, I don't know, go walking on the beach. I think I'd get bored of that like in 2 seconds. You don't understand how fast I get bored. I get bored so fast. I get bored so freaking fast. Walking on the beach would be boring by the 3rd time. And then I say, ooh, I've made a terrible mistake. All right, so we want Cosmic, which is going to be a 16, 10 out of 10. So just $1 cheaper than Roaring Skies. There it is, Cosmic Eclipse. Would you use $5 door credit for advice on a card? I have. I mean, you can just contact me on Discord for something like that. I don't know what you mean by advice. You mean like pricing the card? Travel the world. Mister, I wasn't sure how that Tyranitar thing was. Can I just cancel that and use the 20 on 4 Pokeshuffles? Yes, sir. So he's canceling his sublist. You can do that because you might not be interested in, you know, the new sublist because you know you're going to have to wait a while. But, you know, somebody's got to jump in there someday. So it is your turn, but let me make sure you're not suddenly diverting yourself into the Pokeshuffles and somebody else has been waiting for Pokeshuffles. So in other words, to get into the Pokeshuffles is like a new order because you've changed your mind. You've gone in a new direction. So we're going to find that out. It looks like you're all good. It looks like we're going to be able to do that for you right now. So you're not going to have to wait. I thought the actual thing was going off. Well, it did. It did go off. But Miss Alicia Brown actually, she purchased her spot before you, which I had not checked, and Alicia was asking about that. So, yeah, I did not realize that. She had purchased her spot before you, and so you thought you were going first, but I had not actually checked the ZELLE orders because no one had spoken up. And then she did speak up, and her order was like a full minute older than yours. All right, so this is Terry He, and he wants 4 Pokeshuffles. Here goes. It gets complicated near the end because everyone wants to crowd into something that's about to go off. So I've learned a lot from that. I feel like maybe there should be a reward for going in early, or maybe there should be an extra price for going in last, or something like, something like that, because I feel like nobody ever wants to start a break. It gets so hard to get people in there at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. We tried that a long time ago. Many years ago, we tried that. Didn't seem to change anything. Oh, you actually do well. You pull Old Maid Jigglypuff. All's well that ends well, Mr. Terry He. Let's go grab that Jigglypuff. Look at you. Meowth, we got 2 of them. We got 2 Meowths in here. That was crazy learning that the Jungle Meowth sells for so much. Must be an iconic card. So here it is. Old Maid Jigglypuff is a $40 card. You can re-roll it for $35 or you can keep it. Is there any skill you want to learn or language if you did retire? The only language I was learning was German. I took 2 classes of it in college. I don't know. Maybe it would be useful to know Japanese, konnichiwa, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I feel like more gay when I speak Japanese. Like my testosterone count has lowered. I can't say there's any language I want to learn. I know the best. You know what? I want to do the Scottish accent. I'm going to go move to Scotland and talk like I'm Scottish. I love their accent. It's so fun. But other than that, I don't really need any other language. Chinese could be interesting because they have such a large, influence on world business. So, if there's another language that might be important to understand, maybe Chinese. I don't know. It's hard to say. So just business-wise, maybe Chinese. Japanese because Pokemon's from Japan. And then I just like the way German sounds. It sounds very fruity, sort of like I'm at a pretzel bratwurst festival or something. Spanish, I don't know, dude. Spain's not impressing me right now. If Spain was like Super Chad right now, maybe Spanish. I'll keep it. All right, sounds good. Maybe if Spain was being Super Chad, but they're not. They're like the opposite of Chad. Okay. Very good. There we go. So Ryan Trejo holds on to $40 of store credit at this moment. And Mr. NHCC, would you like a spot in here and have $1 left over? You wanted into the Roaring Skies pack. It wasn't the most valuable pack. In fact, you kind of avoided maybe a cold card. Maybe you jump into the next one. What do you think? China? That's right, China. I might put him in here because I feel like, I don't know if he's here, but I feel like if he was, is he here? I feel like if he was, he probably would say, yeah, let's jump in that Cosmic. This Cosmic could go off pretty fast. Cosmic tends to go quick. People like it a lot. I'm going to set him there. He's owed $1. Here's Miss Kayla. She says, I'll take a Weiss Marvel for me and 1 OP15 as a gift to Muso to get Wedding Nami. All right, so this is a gift from Miss Kayla Taylor to Mr. Musabot. But you also said you would like a Weiss Marvel. So here's the Weiss Marvel. Do you have a pack I can slab away? No, I generally don't do that. So we don't do slab aways on booster packs. Pick a new expensive pack. I know, we need to do that too. Here we are. There we go. Ready? We got Daredevil, Ant-Man, Thor, and the new Captain America, who's just sort of like lame. Here we are. I didn't care for the actor the minute I heard him in an interview dissing America. It's like, bro, you're Captain America. How can you be dissing America? It makes no sense. Here we are. Say something nice, bro. America sucks. Oh, the country that's making you into a famous multimillionaire celebrity? Like, what? No gratitude. You're not doing that in any other country. All right, now, that goes to our good friend, Mr. Muso. Ready? Sent on Discord, just opinion since top fan as well. You can take $5 store credit for your time. We are. All right. Tossing that. Kayla Taylor. We've got a holo. Ooh. Okay, Miss Kayla. Kayla. No. That goes to Musabot. Here it is. And it's a gift from Kayla. Okay. I'll say from Kayla. There we go. There we go. You know, I might have like a graded booster pack you can put into Slab Away. The point of the graded booster packs is pretty much only to sell them as a graded booster pack. Like I had those Mario packs, didn't I? We have an order from Rookie Hune. 1 Rick and Morty packs, 1 per each season. Okay, let's go grab some Rick and Mortys. Ah, geez, Rick. It's me, Mr. Poopy Butthole. We are. Haha. Rick and Morty. Ready? Good. We have some other breaks you guys might be interested in. The Pikachu Gengar break, which is $128 per spot now. Cheap and affordable. There is a sub list running for it. There's a one-piece break over here. We have this poker break running that nobody's jumped into yet. It's pretty affordable, a $30 buy-in, 1 in 9 odds. And it's from 2015. It's a Mario card. And then here's Gift Pikachu with only 2 spots left. So those are all different options other than this Tyranitar sublist. Since you guys have been maybe feeling the itch for some. Whoa, Romantic Excursion. This is such a funny episode. This is the Parasite episode with the house filled up with the parasites that install fake memories in you or something like that. Escape from Teenyverse. Okay, I don't remember that one. Here's Fart. Here's Dicks Out. And it's me, Tiny Rick. All right, cool, man. Beth knows best. As a vet, I'm sure you know that a deer is closer to a horse than you are to a doctor. So let's save the measuring for when our dicks are out. It's time to save a life. Beth. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay. Oh, I threw that pack away. I probably should have saved that. Let's go ahead and sleeve these. Show's hilarious, man. I don't watch the later seasons because I know it's not Justin Roiland anymore. It just makes me sad. Every time I think about it, it makes me sad. He made something along with the other guy that was pretty special, and then they kicked him out of it. It's like, let me tell you about a pizza I don't eat anymore. I don't eat Papa John's. Why? Because they kicked Papa John's out of Papa John's. It's not right. So I don't eat there anymore. They kicked Papa John's out of Papa John's. Apparently he used like the N-word or something, and it's like, I'm sure he's sorry. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, dude. Human Shield. You can't kick Papa John's out of Papa John's. It makes no sense. Here's Human Shield. Oh, my eyes are getting blinded. All right. That's holographic. Human Shield. Popping this over here. Here's Haunted Liver. And Glip Glop. Glip Glop. That's when they have the big party when the parents are out. Go ahead and sleeve this up. Poor Papa John's. Actually, isn't it something like private equity bought them out and they wanted them out anyways? Here you are. I don't know, actually. I don't know that whole story. I do remember there was like this little time period where he was kind of getting a lot of internet traction because he was going to do some big reveal or something on the H3H3 podcast. I like my pizza when it's not racist. Put this over here. All right. Very nice. Give me a slice of that buttery racism pizza. Let's grab this. I can't do it. Not me. They took Papa John's out of Papa John's. If someone said something racist and then they came back and said, I'm sorry, I accept the apology. That's how I am. Here we are. You know why? Because I genuinely believe most people are deep down racist. I actually believe that. I think that's how most people are. And it's, you know, it's because people get ignorant. But it's just like a human nature kind of thing. Like here's another truth about the world. Girls don't want to date ugly dudes. Do I hate all women for that? No. So, you know, I think it's just kind of how the world operates. People get like, oh, you look different from me or something like that. And then they get all sort of like, oh, I don't like you. You know what I mean? So, but if a person comes forward and apologizes for that kind of stuff, what are you going to do? You're going to like crucify them for the rest of their lives? So I generally forgive people on that kind of stuff. And then I just move on, because you got to move on. Here's Shahir. He says 2 spots in the cosmic. Here it is. All right. I guess you could crucify people. That was a thing they did in Rome. Rome, they would crucify you if they didn't like you enough. I like my pizza with pepperonis. Here, let's go ahead and put this in the cheap split. All right. You know, when I was a kid, I grew up on this very diverse street, right? My dad was Filipino, and then my mom was white, so I'm from a mixed family. And on my street, there were like Puerto Ricans, there were black kids, there were like an Italian family that was very distinctively Italian. And then there was, you know, a couple white people too, a couple white families that were just like pure white, right? And it felt pretty mixed. And it's funny because as kids, all the kids were like super racist to each other, but we would all just hang out with each other anyways. So it was kind of funny because somebody would say something like, you know, I actually have this really funny memory of the Puerto Rican kid, one of the older brother, his name's Nomar, and he throws a football, and this younger black kid misses it, and he screams at him, "You're supposed to be good at football, you're black," or something like that, right? Like, it's obviously it's a racist stereotype. But it was just this very funny moment, and everyone laughed about it, including the kid that missed the football. And that was it. That was my childhood. There was no TV. There was no TikTok. There was no Facebook. There was no Instagram. Well, there was TV, but it was just like, you know, it was really, I don't know, like doctored or scheduled or something. I don't know. The TV was totally different back then. It was a different thing. So there was no like rage bait, clickbait, you know, reaction content at all. It just didn't exist. It was so long ago. It was in the 90s. And I genuinely strongly feel that race relations were better back then. Like, I feel like people didn't hate each other as much. People got along better. And now it's somehow worse. So we're in the future, and instead of progress, everyone's touchier about the subject. And it's almost like back then as kids, you could just kind of make fun of each other, and it just didn't really matter that much. And now we're adults, and it's like, you're going to get fired from your job. Papa John's going to get kicked out of Papa John's, or, you know, it feels now like there's a whole battle going on for political identities, for like control of government, control of companies. And it's turned into this like really sort of like, I don't know, like much more serious, nasty thing. It's very different than how it used to be. Somehow race relationships got way worse than it was in the 90s. It was pretty calm in the 90s. And now it's the future, and it's like one of the most defining issues of our time period. It's one of the most defining issues. It's actually gotten way more touchy, way more severe. Everyone's on a trigger, you know, everyone's ready to freak out. You said the wrong thing, you thought the wrong thing, you felt the wrong thing. And it leaves you walking on eggshells around each other. And that's not good, because then people really do want to divide. People do really want to segregate. No one wants to live on eggshells around each other, you know. And that's maybe what my point was, is when we were kids, there were no eggshells. No one cared. No one cared. You all just got hazed, you know. You got made fun of. It didn't matter who you were. You were going to get made fun of by the group. It didn't matter. And so, you know, it's like when you watch Stranger Things and you see like the boys, and they're kind of a mixed group, and they just got along and nothing mattered. That feeling was a real feeling. Even into the 90s, it still existed. It went away in the 2000s with the release of the internet becoming a larger thing. That's what changed it. The internet changed it. Here we are. Let's see. That's why they say, have a childlike mind to hear the calling of the Lord. Mr. I sent for Pikachu spot. All right, a Pikachu spot. Sounds good, man. No woke left. Mr. Don't forget to check ZELLE. Yes, let's check the ZELLE. Oh, we just did. We just took care of Miss Alicia, and now it is Miss Kayla's turn. She says, please top load the beloved Cyclops. All right, one top loader for the Cyclops. So anyways, I just feel like that's too bad, you know. But I guess it's just the way that it is. Yeah, things have gotten weirdly toxic. There's like feels like there's like a race war going on. Yeah, like that. There's a big Democrat influencer. His name's Hassan Piker, and I think I just finished listening to him saying we need to get rid of like the white race, and I'm like, that's not going to do anything good. You know what I mean? Saying that stuff. There it goes. Why would you say that? It's not smart. You can't say that about any other group. Anyway, so I heard that on the internet just like yesterday, and it's man, it's like stressful, dude. It's like tense. How are people just supposed to get along and have a good time when you got major influencers saying crap like that? You can't say that. But yeah, it's weird. But then it becomes freedom of speech or something like that. Here's Ivan Rodriguez. Pikachu gift spot break. You got it. All right. I don't know. There we go. People would rather fight than make love or something like that, you know. I'd rather open up Pokemon cards. There we go. Hey, my boyfriend Cyclops gives only the finest top layer. Your boyfriend? All right, there we go. Very good. Let's see. Good. I think we are caught up. It's 6:42, so we've gotten a nice daytime stream in. Well, this was a busy daytime stream. We got a lot of breaks going off. Man, I feel like the nighttime stream's a little bit slower than the daytime stream right now. Yeah, nighttime stream is slowed down. The other thing that's slowed down, our YouTube Shorts views are collapsed, dude. We're missing like 200,000 views that we would normally have. And I don't really blame Mike's side because those shorts do very well on Instagram and Facebook. So it's just YouTube. So now we got a problem to solve. We got to turn ourselves into a long form content channel. That's our next struggle. I don't know how that's going to look. What do you guys think? What is that going to look like? We might have to start experimenting with clipping moments from the stream that are like 5 to 10 minutes long. Discord. Oh, you want this done in the middle of the stream? Let's take a quick look. All right. You're just asking me the price on your card. It looks fine. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close this. All right. We got a message from Tokimon. Can I slab away reverse Pichu? Yes, you can. It looks like you already did that. All right, cool. You can take the $5. No, it's fine. I didn't really have much to say about it. You know, it's just you priced it. It looks like it's priced kind of like a lot of other Charizards. All right, so. Well, what do we got now? I could go pick out a new vintage pack. I'm thinking maybe like a really cheap one because we just had a pricey one. You can make some videos on your favorite artist in the tag. Those seem to do really well. Favorite artists like Pokemon card artists. Yeah, I could probably do that. I did make one video showing off all my Pokemon slabs, and that one did all right. I could make another video showing off other parts of my collection, but for like security purposes, there's a point where I kind of don't want to show off too much, you know, like I feel like it becomes a security issue. Just talk about your life, mister, and your long forms will be awesome. Yeah, we could maybe do that. I have to find a format. Nicholas Williams, Mario Ace of Clubs. Okay, the Ace of Clubs Mario is yours. Boom. Here you go, Nicholas. What should I work on tonight? What's today? It's Thursday night. I wonder what I can get done tonight. Today would be a good day to get a video made. I don't think I haven't put out a long form video today. You should really open a P.O. box. Your integrity is great. Oh, thanks, man. Here's Nicholas Williams. There it is. Here we are. I think I went through a lot of bad things growing up, and then life wasn't never very easy for me. But I was determined to actually succeed. And when you take that really seriously, you kind of learn there's no shortcuts. There's no get rich quick easy kind of things. You have to grind basically. And the sooner you accept that, the better. So you have to accept can't get into drugs, can't get into bad relationships. That's risky too. Like, you know, you got to avoid making bad relationship choices. Got to work your ass off at a job that underpays for probably a while, because you got to save up. That's your seed money. And then after all the sacrifice, eventually you start doing better. People have been saying that for centuries. The real question is, why do humans struggle with it? That's the real question. I think everyone knows, like, you can, like, make your life better if you just work hard, right? Everybody knows that. Why is it so hard then? Probably for the same reason I have so much trouble not overeating. It's just your basic human nature doesn't want to have to struggle or be in pain. Here's 5 and here's 8. We got 8 people. There's 2 spots left in the Cosmic. So here's my other thoughts about it. I think my childhood was so crappy, so painful already, that later on in life, doing difficult things wasn't even that bad in comparison. It's like, oh, I could do this. You know what I mean? And so, you know, if you've never done anything that's truly sad and depressing, or just had something traumatic happen to you, or never been through extreme violence or anything like that, you are probably a well-adjusted person, but also you're a little soft probably, you know? And I would take a guy who's been through really tough times, and you know, I'm going to expect him, if you get him with the right temperament, like a guy who really wants to win, he's going to be crazy. He's going to be really stubborn. He's probably going to win in the long run, you know? Terry Herzig says he'll take the last 2 spots. Oh, well, we'll finish this Cosmic right now. All right, let's see what we got. We'll just finish this and call it a day. How does that sound? Then we'll be back on for the Friday night stream, which is a really good stream because it's actually Friday morning. Here we go. Show how you learn from your mistakes in life. Ooh, that's a good one. Mistakes that I made, huh? Here we are. All right. Very good. Putting that there. Let's see. We're going to grab these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 10 of these. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there might be 11 cards in there. There might be a bonus energy card. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I think one of my earliest and oldest mistakes was being religious. I think the minute you break out of religion, you become a competitive and intelligent person. I think religion basically traps you in a belief system that was given to you by someone smarter than you. And so you believe in something unprovable. And typically that unprovable thing you believe in includes you have to give money to the leader, and the leader can dictate your life. So one of my earliest things that really helped in life was no longer believing in my parents' leadership, no longer believing in the government, and no longer believing in religious leadership. The moment you let go of all those things, no one has control of you anymore. You have control of you, just you. So you kind of take your life into your own hands. You're not waiting for the leaders to save you. You're not waiting for your parents to tell you what to do next. You're not waiting for religion to tell you how you need to live. Although religion has a lot of wise stuff in it often, but it's usually like, you know, super outdated. Like you're not allowed to eat shrimp or something like that. Give me 2 numbers. So that was it. There's a point in my mind where all of the trusting of leadership sort of collapsed. I just didn't believe anybody anymore. I was like, I don't believe you or you or you. You're all liars. You all want something from me. I know it. All right. Janice says 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a 1, 2, 3. When you're in the religion, you don't realize how that feels. You usually, because I've been on both sides, right? When you're in the religion, you don't know that the religion's got you mentally. And so that's one of the hardest things, I think, for a person to do is to break out. And it means you're like, I think it means you're kind of on a level where it's like you're able to doubt. And it's a very powerful thing, the ability to doubt. We are? All right. So I'd say that was pretty fundamental. One of my earliest mistakes was being religious, believing in the government, and believing in my parents. Your parents are probably dumb. Unless you got like multi-million-dollar parents who are super successful. Some people have that. Here's Alicia Brown. Most people don't. So why would you get your like strategy from your parents unless they're super successful? If they're not super successful, they're probably dumb. So for me, that was easy. That was like that. I was able to do that. Once the switch occurred, I said, oh, my parents, they're not very smart, are they? Like, why am I in Missouri? I didn't choose that. My parents chose that. Oops. They could have chosen, I don't know, California. And then they would own, today, a house that could be $2 million in value. Well, they didn't choose Missouri because they chose a worse place to live. I didn't choose it. They chose it. So that was their leadership choice, and it was wrong. It was wrong. This was not the place to be. This wasn't an important place. It wasn't the optimal financial decision in terms of real estate improvement, you know, buying a house and seeing a return on the real estate. They made a worse investment than I will. So I'll make a smart investment. Or at least I'll try to. But I don't even think they were trying to. I think they were just letting life happen to them. So being able to doubt is a super powerful thing. And I didn't gain the ability to doubt until I was about 17. And then I realized there's this big game where everyone influences you and has power and control over you. And the ability to doubt is the ability to say, shut up. What you're saying isn't going to work on me anymore. I have my own thoughts. My opinions will come from inside of me instead of outside of me. You know, that's a really powerful thing. Here we go. We've got Mr. Shahir. Yeah, it's a very powerful thing to reach that point, to reach that stage. Then again, there are people who I think only get opinions internally, and sometimes they're incredibly dysfunctional people, and sometimes those people could use some outside influence. So, yeah, I mean, I think one of the harder things to do in life is to be able to sort of evaluate yourself like a psychologist might and get sort of a third-party perspective on yourself, but while still having it be a first-party perspective. So sometimes I stop and I analyze myself and I say, what would, you know, a psychotherapist say? What would a psychologist say about what's going on with me? So that ability to self-evaluate, really, really important. And you don't really start out as a child with the ability to do that. You don't start out as a kid with the ability to doubt. You don't start out as a kid with the ability to self-evaluate. Here's Terry He. You have to be able to say, I'm a human animal. I'm a robot. I have pieces and parts about me that I didn't put together myself. They were just there because biology put those things together. Mr. Terry. Yeah, just ask AI. TCC, taking them cards to hell. No, unfortunately, they will not even get to go there. They're going to stay here. You are? All right, so that's the first 3 cards from the back. Now, who pulls the rare? Haha, you missed it. Musabot, religion should not feel like a cult, though. Did that pack just went off like that, really? Yes, it did. Yes, it went off really fast. Mister's host popping. Mister, you're preaching about why you should move to San Diego. No, I don't know if San Diego's the optimal investment today. Today, I'm looking at probably Las Vegas. So here's Alicia Brown. All right, so Alicia, you've got the rare card. Now, this might be an energy card. Let me see. Yeah, so this is just an energy card. And I believe this is the bonus card in the pack. So let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's actually 7 cards left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, so this is actually also your card. You get both cards. So you get the bonus energy, and then you're going to get this rare card, and we're not going to reveal what it is. We're going to let it be a surprise, okay? So a little surprise there. Now, what do we have here? We've got NHCC. So he pulls the reverse, which is also an important card. Here we are. The place is over here. Congratulations, you two. Let's see what the rest of everybody got. So we have Mr. Nicholas Williams. He's going to pull a Lowen Grimer. I like the color scheme on this card. Super cool. There we go. And here's Terry He. Hey, Terry He. Very nice. Phantom. I think another thing I probably did wrong, although you can't blame me, is I probably stressed too much. Here we are. So, especially when I was younger, and even up to today, I go through a lot of time periods where there's like stress. And in hindsight, I go, oh, that wasn't such a big deal. You know, so stress, that's one. I tend to stress really strongly. Usually because I want things to turn out the way I want them to turn out. So I go, hey, this is how it should be. It has to be done like this or it's not correct. And then, you know, that gives me an awfully focused you know, like a beam of energy in my brain focusing on the thing that I want to happen. And if it doesn't come out correctly, I don't really give up. I just get even more intense until it does occur the way it should happen, and then I can relax. Here's Mr. Shahir. So I'd say that one, stress. I'm pretty high on stress. They say stress is a killer, so having high stress isn't good for you guys. So be sure to stay unstressed. This. All right. But it will increase in value more than Vegas will. Now, that's a gamble. You're gambling that San Diego property will actually grow faster in value than Las Vegas. And actually, it is a complex decision because it's not just about home price appreciation. Where will I do best as a business? So what if I already own like $3 million of cards? Should I live in a state where I have to pay 13% tax on my income when those cards sell? Or should I live in a state where I pay 0% tax on that card? So it's actually a lot of variables, not just one. Here's Alicia Brown, and she's going to pull cute little spiel. I love it. Yeah, so funny enough, even if the house were to appreciate faster in San Diego, which it might not, even if the house were to appreciate faster, that might not keep up with the benefits of having my Pokemon cards in a no-tax state. See what I'm saying? All right, we'll set that there. It turns out the house is actually a relatively small proportion of my holdings, of my, net worth. There we go. So the way taxes work, the tax on the Pokemon cards could end up being more important than the home appreciation. NHCC, woo, that's a good one. Pulling Victini, I love it. All right, NHCC getting lucky again. It will increase in value. I lost that feeling a long time ago. I grew up in the same thing. I repelled too from it. Faith builds, no faith is crumbling. Well, when it comes to the subject of like religion and all that stuff, we can get all stinky and philosophical about where did humans come from? Where does human life come from? Where did the universe come from? Yada, 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 yada. You can actually have a really intelligent discussion about the existence of reality, human life. But once you start getting like down on a rug to start praying and stuff like that, you lost me. I'm out. It's like, nah, they made that stuff up like 2,000 years ago when they had no science, no perspective, very few educated people. So we came up with the religions so long ago. There's no way those religions are, that smart compared to what we have today. And you've got a whole trash can full of thrown away religions from the past. Well, the ones we have today are going to get thrown away too. So I'm talking Christianity, Judaism, Islam, all those will go in the trash can eventually. It'll take a while, but eventually it will happen because they were created so long ago that they're obsolete. All right, here's Alicia Brown. Ready? Whoa, low and muck. Oh, very nice. Antiquated. Like, why aren't we worshiping Zeus right now? Can anyone tell me where's Zeus? Why aren't we worshiping Odin? Where did those guys go? Oh, they threw those religions away eventually. Nobody wanted to practice it anymore. So that will also happen. It will take time, but it will happen as well. Maybe in our lifetime, but probably not tomorrow. Yeah, religions get thrown out. Here we are. Nobody believes me, but I know I'm right on it. Some people believe me. Some people know. Here we are. There's already massive numbers of young people that don't want to practice that stuff. They know it's just something someone made up years and years and years and years and years ago, thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago, they said, trim the skin off of your wiener. Thousands of years ago, they said, no shrimp for you. All right, what do we have here? Super antiquated. Pokemon Go Pikachu, last spot. All right, we're going to finish this as well real fast, guys. I better mark that the Cosmic Pack went off, just in case anyone wasn't there to see it. So we're going to say Cosmic Split. This went off at 2:35. All right, and finally, Mr. Roki-Hyun. There we go. You're taking spot number 5. Good luck in there. Ivan's in here. Andrew's in here. Alicia's in here. And Miss Beatrice is in here. Everything's made up. Someone made up Pokemon. Here we are. There we go. All right. So we got these guys here. If you want to win like a popularity contest, you would never say any of this stuff, by the way. You'd say something like, heaven is real and we're all going to heaven in a little rowboat together. That's what you would say. You'd say something like that. And then, oh, I like this guy. He makes me feel good. You know, when you tell people it's all made up, they get really paranoid and neurotic. They go, what if he's right? Or, ooh, I don't believe that. He's a naysayer. That's heresy. Blasphemy. We got words like blasphemy for people who make sense. Blasphemer. There it is. Burn the witch. He's a blasphemer. Burn him. So we have all kinds of fun words for people who tell you that your belief system's probably just made up by some dudes in hats that wanted to get rich. They wanted to tell you what to do. Here goes. You ready? Ooh. Very nice. They always got like special garments because they're like chosen. God talks to them. By the way, God has some things he wants to tell you. A, you need to give money to the guy who's got all the garments and robes on. B, that guy gets to have sex with whoever he wants to have sex with. It's always the same. It's always the same. We have this cathedral we'd like to build. It's going to cost maybe $10 million. You're going to need to give us money. Oh, so curious that God figured that out on his own. All right, give me a number. Do I sound jaded? I do not intend for this question to be rude, but has viewership for this stream dropped? Yeah, this year, the viewership has definitely slowed down in the last, I want to say like 2 months. And it seems to match. Our shorts have crashed. We have like half as many view on the shorts. We are. Or they need another jet when they have 16. Yeah, exactly. You see that as well. Now, that's not the Catholic Church, but that's, you know, some of those like wealth prosperity churches, which are just nuts. Like you hear about them, they'll say stuff like, the Holy Spirit's speaking to me. We need 10 people in this room to donate $10,000 right now. You know, if you ever go watch that kind of stuff, you'll see it. It's like, holy smokes, dude. That's nuts. If we can't get 10 people to donate 10,000, we need 100 people to donate 100 or 1,000 or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like, what in the world am I watching? We are. All right. Give me a number. They need another jet. You can't say there's no sin. If there's no sin, then it's okay to kill a man. It's okay to kill, or man says it's okay to do it. That's all kind of like words, you know. That's all like language. So what you're referring to is like, you know, thoughts and language. Ultimately, if you try to murder someone, you're going to get murdered back, you know, or you're going to get locked up in jail or whatever. But God doesn't intervene. The angels don't intervene when someone tries to murder you. So that's the reality. I've had a Wikipedia ask me for money, but never my church. I got past that song. I got past that a long time ago. They don't read the scriptures. One more number, and the Pikachu goes off, my friends. All right, let's see. Too many rants, says J-Dog. One more number. 3. All right, you got it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let's get it. We got Alicia Brown. 1 cold one. Here's Ivan Rodriguez. 1 cold one. Here's Ki-Hyun Roh. Sorry, Mr. Ki-Hyun Roh. It's going to go to Beatrice. Nope. And Andrew Martin. It's going to go to Andrew Martin. Congratulations. All right. Can you explain how profitable a rip till you hit business model is? I've never tried rip till you hit, so I don't really know. It's interesting. I mean, I guess if you made a lot of rules for it, it could work. Yeah, I've seen guys who do that, rip till you hit. I like the freestyle where people just kind of buy what they want. But so I've never tried that stuff. I've never tried doing that way. We are. Toss this over here. J-Dog says, too many rants. J-Dog, I've always ranted, and it's always the same rants. So it's always the same opinions. I've done that the whole time, all 7 years. Nothing ever changed. It was always the same ideas. I never said anything but all this stuff. And you can always disagree. We can have a fun conversation about it. Whatever you want. There we go. We'll set this over here. One Pikachu for Andrew Martin. And tonight, we got to pick out new vintage packs. So check that out in the thumbnail. I'll probably put that in the thumbnail, okay? Andrew Martin. Okay. Let's set this over here. We like the rants. Some people like the rants. I end up ranting no matter what because it's like, if you're live every day for like 6 hours a day, it gets pretty hard to never talk about your personal beliefs or like never talk about who you are as an individual. And so eventually whoever you are kind of comes out of you and you get to know who I am. So now you know I'm this person who I do a great deal of thinking. I think a lot about, you know, control, influence, manipulation. I don't like to be tricked. I don't like to be lied to. I like to know what reality is. Reality is really important to me. And so, you know, I spend a great deal thinking about all these things and end up forming strong opinions over time, especially now that I'm almost 40. We might have come to different conclusions. You can hear my opinions and say, I think he's wrong. That's perfectly valid. And then we can still have different opinions and enjoy Pokemon cards. There's nothing wrong with that. So, you know, you don't have to believe anything I believe. And I'll make choices in life based off of these concepts, and we'll just see how it ends. You know, it doesn't matter. It's all, the sun explodes, and then all the suns in the universe explode, so nothing technically matters. You don't believe in God. I get it. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't want to say, I want to say it's more like this. I'm more like, I'm not like, there's some people out there who are like militant atheist. I'm more agnostic, right? Like, I might not believe in your particular God. And for me, it's more like, we don't know where the universe came from. That's the mystery. And it would be nice to know that. But that doesn't mean I like write a book up and say, okay, well, the universe came from this guy from the book that I just wrote up. Oh, that explains it. You know what I mean? He's telling the truth. And if you disagree, you're a blasphemer, you're a heretic, you're a witch, and we have to kill you. We have to shut you up. So, you know, I don't fall in line with all that. The world is unknown. We don't know where it all came from. And if there was a God, he could certainly, if he really wanted to, he could just pop out and say like, da-da-da-da-da, it was me. And then all the mystery would be over. So all we know is that we don't know where the universe came from, where life came from. And God definitely doesn't pop out of the sky and say it's me. So that's all we know. Those are facts. I like facts. I like evidence. So that's where I'm at. But I'm not like militant atheist. If you have a religion, I will respect your religion. It's fine. You know, it's very hard to trick me though. And it's very hard to ask me for money for Jesus or something, because I know the money doesn't literally go to Jesus. It goes literally in your pocket. So that doesn't ever work on me. Same with politicians. I'm very sort of like, you know, I don't trust the government to do what they say. They never really do. Even Trump said no new wars and Russia, Ukraine will end in one day, yada, yada, yada. It's pretty much done the opposite of that. So just how it is. It's always been that way. I'm saying that's why the viewer count might be lower. I don't think so, because we've always had the same views, and we've done that for like 7 years. The viewer count's probably lower for a variety of reasons. Pokemon cards are extremely expensive now. There's like 100 rip and shipper. There's more than 100. There's like thousands of rip and shippers now. So when I started, it was just like me, and eventually it was like me and like 10 guys, and then maybe me and 100 guys. There's probably like thousands of them now. There's just like Whatnot, Drip, eBay Live, TikTok Live Shop. There's everyone and their grandma wants to rip and ship. So, but besides that, the drop from the 80s down maybe like to the 50s just recently, or 40s just recently, probably that is correlated with it does evenly correlate with a significant decline in shorts views. So I think that YouTube algorithm has changed how shorts are working. Our shorts are I can show you our shorts, which have nothing to do with the live stream. I mean, we don't post any rants in the shorts, right? So the shorts, for some reason, have declined significantly, and this has occurred in the last 2 months, very, very recently. But check out these numbers. So this is, almost all these views are live stream views. And if we look, let's see. Okay, so check this out. So it says we're at 267,000 viewers, and it says we're missing almost 200,000. And that's kind of our bloodline. I think is what we're learning is we get our bloodline from the shorts. So if shorts aren't being shown off anymore, or they're not going viral, or whatever it is, you know, you're going to probably see a decline in new viewers. And I think that's probably it. So like I said, we're probably going to try some new video formats. I might have to get off my butt and work harder on videos for a change. But it's weird because, again, on Facebook and Instagram, we get like, those are new. We started posting over there. We got like 1 million views on Facebook, same exact videos. So I think YouTube is moving away from shorts. I think that's what's going on. Would you like to donate a booster pack to our Lord and Savior today? Yeah, I could do stuff like that. I could be like, hey, the Lord thinks you're going to get lucky today. You guys need to get deep. Will Trump win the midterms? Hell no. Trump is not winning because the Republican Party is split between guys who hate the Jews now because of like Nick Fuentes and others, and guys who really like the Jews. So the Republican Party has been split in half. And then Trump's Iran war is not ending super fast. The Iranians are rebelling really hard. They're doing their best to just wait him out, which I think is probably a pretty good strategy. They know he's going into the midterms. And then Trump has not managed to take $600,000 homes and cut their price in half, which is what everybody wants. That is probably the most important topic of all. Of course, I don't believe the solution to that is socialism. I believe the solution is to build a lot more homes. So, you know, we need like tons of homes to be built, but nobody wants to do that. And by the way, the reason homes got so expensive is because of stimulus checks during COVID. That's what did it. It was stimulus checks and cheap mortgages. So when the cost of debt goes down, a lot of people they don't know this. Cheap debt is very close to money printing, because it's like all of a sudden you can borrow 100,000 at 3% or 2%. That's almost like printing money, because the bank just says, okay, we have $100,000 to loan off using something called fractional loans, or so. I'm sorry, what is it called? I can't remember the term now. So it's basically the bank doesn't have 100,000, but they say we'll have 100,000 if we need it. That's what the bank says. And then the big bank, which gets its interest rates from the central government, the central bank, they set the rates for the lower banks to be able to provide those mortgages. So they say in this fractional lending system, you don't actually have to have $100,000 in the bank to loan it out at 3% to the guy who wants to buy the mortgage. You can just have some of that in the bank, and then you can go ahead and make that loan to the guy who wants to buy the house down the road. So the demand for homes exploded on the low interest rates, and maybe it's in a bubble, maybe not, I don't know, but it's $600,000 to buy a home, and minimum wage is like $12. You do the math. No one's buying a home anymore. And so now we have a very severe demand for a fix for that. And Trump's focus hasn't been on the fix on housing. Trump's focus has been on, well, he really succeeded in Venezuela. Honestly, if he had just stopped there, he might be looked at very positively right now. But he went on to Iran, and that's not going as well. That one's still sticky, but we're heading into November very soon. So I think it's a loss. So unless he suddenly gets a win like in the next 2 or 3 months, I think it's a loss. And that's it, because the cost of living didn't go down. You got, again, there's a rising sort of like anti-Jew group in the Republican Party. I'm sure that already exists in the Democrat Party pretty strongly. And that's what it's looking like politically. That's the political landscape. Do you guys like that? I feel like a newscaster or something. Regardless of election, the American working class always lose. Jacob says, let's hope we have a savior, because you can't count on people above. I have a feeling Trump might still win. Nah, not me. I have a negative perspective on it. I think what you're going to see is probably a Democrats taking back Congress, and then you'll probably see a lot of Democrats that are becoming more severely Democrat, or whatever you want to call it. So they're going to go like full socialist, communist, and in response to the Republicans who feel like they went further to the right, and then that's just going to keep going on. So Republicans are going to get even crazier. They get accused of being called fascists, and they say, we're not fascists. But they're going to want to go fascist if the Democrats win and they say, we're communists. So if the Democrats win and they say, we're communists, actually, the Republicans are going to say, oh, well, we're fascists now. So that's the direction politics is heading. You're going to get more severe politicians on both sides because no compromise is being had. But most importantly of all, the quality of life isn't getting easier for somebody who just graduated. So like if you go to school, you got $80,000 of debt, there's no jobs, you got to have like 7 years of experience to get a job, and it pays $40,000, and a house costs $600,000. That's the heart of the problem. That's the root of the problem. You can't buy food. You can't buy a car. You can't buy gas. You can't buy a home. You can't even buy Pokemon cards because they cost so much. And meanwhile, the politicians are farting around, not really coming up with any serious solutions, I guess, you know. So if the country was really, if everyone felt like they were sharing in the wealth, you would probably have more centrist politicians. But because there's so much suffering, people are looking for authoritarian solutions. They want an authoritarian Republican. They want an authoritarian Democrat. So that's the direction of politics are probably going to continue to head until houses cut in half in price. They have to. You have to, and again, my solution isn't, just tax the rich and give it to the poor. That's not my solution. I don't think that truly works. The solution is to simply build a lot of homes. That's it. You need to build a lot of homes, and if you do that, there'll be too much supply, and that'll drive prices down. So that's my solution. Okay, you guys had it. I love talking to you guys about it. Fun conversations at the end of the stream. Thank you all. We'll be back for the nighttime stream. I hope you guys will be there for it. See you later. And hey, even if we have less views tonight, I don't care. I'm going to be here for the whole stream. We'll still have giveaways and all that, and I'll continue to host this as best as I can, okay? I'm sure we'll pick up more people eventually. We got to get a new video strategy going on YouTube.